Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. I hope you're well and welcome to this new edition of MvX in English. For almost 1 year now, I've been taking my community every Tuesday and Friday in the exciting world of Web3, NFT, and cryptocurrencies. Now it was time for this format to be available in English every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. UTC. And I won't be alone because I am lucky today to be accompanied by Arno Web3, co-founder of Drifters and Hatom Protocol ambassador, and so much more. Hello, Arno. How are you, brother?
Hello, brother. I guess a little better than you, as I can hear your voice. I'm very happy
Yeah,
to be here, and it's a special day because it's my first GM in English. So I'm thrilled to do this one with you.
yeah, likewise. And yeah, it's also a special one because I'm so fucking sick as fuck. So yeah, I'll try to run this spaces the best I can do. But I know Arno and Joachim will join us soon also, and I know I can count on you to make it very good. So as I was saying, every Wednesday morning, we will be covering blockchain and MultiversX news and welcoming the ecosystem's biggest builders. And today is a great day because just to be transparent with you, basically today we planned to receive Stefana from Pulsar Money. And actually, the news took us. And then I invited Petrica from BH Network, and after Sever from MultiversX, and after again the CPO of xMoney, uh, which name is Martinho. So yeah, we have four big guests today to speak about the whole news and the whole thing that's happening on MultiversX. So this morning, let me tell you the program. I posted it a few minutes ago. First of all, we will speak about the X day, the D-Day of MultiversX. So everybody is waiting for Beni's announcement on MultiversX, but not only. You can see on the CTFR, well, the French Twitter ecosystem, but also from outside. Everybody is awaiting this announcement. So we will speak about it a little, and after we'll receive. So Stefana will speak about Pulsar Money, her background, her vision of a blockchain and social fee. Um, After we will host a great debate between Petrica and Sever on this topic. And I know Arno wants to speak and give his say about this. So, is MultiversX just a technology? And so the builders, it's their role to attract users, investors, and so on. Or MultiversX must also work on this. So basically, it will be exciting. And last but not least, we will receive the CPO of xMoney. We will speak about the huge announcement of, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, saying that the Liechtenstein now integrated xMoney to allow their people to pay some governmental thing with xMoney and so with cryptocurrencies. So it will be there too, a very interesting thing. So first of all, and before we start this Twitter space, yeah, I'm sick. I'm sorry if I'm a little slow this morning. And second, give us strength, sorry, by liking, reposting, and commenting on the comment section. Feel free also to say your opinion about the different topic we'll speak about on the comment section. We will read it for you if you can't speak. And if you can, raise your hand and take the mic and comment, talk directly to our guest or even to ourselves. Arno, are you ready?
Of course, I'm ready, man.
Great, I'm not. So,
Don't worry, I'm here.
Uh, okay, so let's maybe start talking about this countdown. So we spoke about it so many times. So I
Yes.
don't want to speak about it like we already did before. But yeah, I think you were not there. So it's the first time you will speak about it. What do you think about this countdown in a marketing way? Is it a good or a bad move? Is it risky, etc.? What are your hypotheses about the announcement? And last but not least, uh, yeah, what do you think about the image of MultiversX if the announcement is not big enough? So I let you the mic because I think it's the first time in English, at least, you tell us your opinion about this.
Yeah, okay. So it's a first. So I think it's important that MultiversX makes it something big because it's the first time. We, it's quite classical for MultiversX, to do some. There was the hypergrowth phase. There was the phase a few years back when for 100 days in a row there was a special announcement each day. So MultiversX has accustomed us to this type of timing marketing, but it's the first time that there's a countdown like this one, and I feel both amazed and excited. And so I think this comes from, from deep in my belly. So I think I'm not the only one to feel like this. And so marketing wise, it's very powerful. Also, marketing wise, the fact that Benjamin stopped his countdown at 10 days prior, we can only speculate why he and the MultiversX team decided to do that. But the truth is, if they wanted the community to take the rest of the show and build up the hype until today, they couldn't have done it any better because the community is let's use the words is batshit crazy about this time. So um, so marketing wise, I think the hype, at least within the multiverse X community, is working. Um, it would be interesting to talk to people from outside the MultiversX ecosystem, other blockchain ecosystem, to see if they know that there's a countdown or not. So, but at least within, it's good. To your second question, what do I expect? I expect something major, most likely something that I don't say that we've never seen before because the last X Day in Bucharest, we had some big announcements. At least my perspective is when you have major corporations, um, there were ministers everywhere. We know that there's some work that has been done. So I think what's going to be announced is um, the completion of a project that was in the mix for more than a year. The MultiversX team has been working globally, reaching out globally for now a year and a half. And, they go to Singapore, they go to the States, etc., etc. They put things in motion. And I think that what's going to be announced today is something that has been in motion for quite some time. Um, and it's going to be a reveal. I don't know if it's going to be a stable coin or but it's going. I would assume that it's institutional um, level adoption sign, major sign. That would be, if I had one bet to make, that would be the bet.
Some people thought it would be related to xMoney, and actually there were this xMoney announcement 2 days before the countdown, and which is a major announcement, a country accepting cryptocurrency through a company. because there are some other cities or countries that is accepting cryptocurrencies for different fees, but this time it's related to a company uh, who belongs to a blockchain. So that's a first. We'll speak about it with Martinho later, of course. But yeah, the thing is, imagine that the countdown announcement must be bigger than the xMoney announcement. Can you imagine uh, it's less major with a 23 countdown? And also, and after I will let you answer the last question, with a friend of mine, we searched for the 23 signification in like, I don't know the name, but it's like Hebrew numerology. And 23 is everything. um and the 10 is also something like everything, so it's like a cycle that is uh over, because now MultiversX is everything, so that could be something related to figures, to numbers. I don't know what you think about it.
I think you're spot on this. We know that the MultiversX team is deep into those symbols and symbolics. They've been building their brand and their identity using those symbols a lot. It's part of who they are. When you listen to Benjamin, we can sometimes it can be annoying because to some people when Benjamin talks, it's very it's using a lot of metaphors, etc., a lot of fluffy words. But this is what MultiversX is in terms of branding. It's a brand with a lot of symbols and metaphors everywhere. So I think you're absolutely right. 23 has not it's not random. 10 is not random, and I'm excited to hear the MultiversX team unravel what were the symbolics behind those numbers. And your last question is the
Don't
question I
ask
don't
me,
want to
don't ask me
answer.
to repeat, I don't
No,
remember.
of course, I know
Okay.
the question, but it's the question I don't want to answer, because if there's a flop,
Oh
if
yes,
the news
okay.
is not big enough, yeah, this is going to be it's going to be bad, and it's peculiar because what is big enough, what is not.
That is the question.
Yeah, that is the question. So,
I
of
think
course,
it
if
will
they
be
announce,
a
the
new
first Euro
rebranding.
stablecoin deployed on MultiversX, it's
Mm.
huge. This is massive in terms of institutional sign of adoption. It's massive. And Liechtenstein is not just accepting cryptocurrencies; it's accepting to use crypto rails, blockchain rails for everything that is behind. It's not just money; it's tokenization. Um, Yesterday in the French GMMVX episode, I went through
Oh no,
the
I can't hear you.
law that those guys pushed. Oh, you can't hear me?
I can't hear you well. The sound is
Well,
not good.
oh,
Can you hear me?
is it better there now?
To Arena properly. Maybe it's my network,
Is it better now?
but not that much.
It would be good to have a third person to
Yeah,
tell us
definitely.
if.
Let's add Stefana. So thank you very much, Arno. I hope you. No, you did not. Yes.
I did not, but it's fine.
Um, no, you can. We have time. We have plenty of time because Stefana is supposed to come in 15 minutes. Maybe can you do you have an idea what would be the most ridiculous announcement ever? Like imagine a new rebranding or Benjamin resigning or something. Can you imagine such a funny thing?
Like, that would be the worst marketing stunt ever.
I can't hear you. Fuck. Stefana, can you speak?
Yes, hi everybody.
Okay, I can hear you perfectly. So Arno, I'm sorry, but
No,
can you?
GRM, I think it's your network, to be honest. I'm hearing Arno very well, and sometimes you break.
Oh, okay. I hope it will be
But now
fine.
it seems like
Uh,
it's okay.
what do you think, Stefana, about the countdown? What do you think?
Well, guys, I'm just as curious as you are on what Ben is going to announce today. We've seen some massive postings on Twitter lately. I've enjoyed all the memes, especially the one Pepe posted yesterday. I mean that was hilarious. But to be honest,
Yeah, it was amazing.
exactly. But to be honest, I stopped expecting anything. I'll just wait and see, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's the good way not to become crazy. We have Petrica. What do you think about the countdown?
Hello, guys. Nice to be here.
And hello, yeah.
First of all, we couldn't hear you for some fractions of seconds. There, GRM. I think everybody else is having great connection, but I think you had some issues earlier. But now I can hear you. So back to what I think about the countdown. Man, this is a tricky step to be taken. I'm like, it took some courage to go this way. I think what I liked about it was that it really brought up some creativity in the community, and everybody was super hyped about it and jumped into creating memes about the event and everything. And this reminds me of the good old times when everybody was super creative at the beginning in the bull market, when everything was rainbow and sunshine with the prices and everything. And I think that was a nice feeling to see the community jumping in, creating visuals and memes and videos. And now with this AI thing that they put faces on everybody and try to redirect some old scenes from the movies. It made my days these days. In terms of raising the expectations and having news at the end of the line, I think it is pretty risky, I think, but I think in especially in crypto, you need to have this kind of tricks, let's call them tricks, in order to keep everything interested and hyped about everything, especially in moments like total silence as bear markets. It's super hard. We've been facing it ourselves in bear market. It's hard to keep your community engaged and
Okay.
super hyped.
So next time you will announce a launch pad, you will make a countdown of 50 days.
No, no, no. We are we don't have this kind of approach. Even if I think sometimes it can work, we just like to just pop up out of the sudden and just slap good news out of nowhere. That's our style.
But Petrica and Stefan, I'm interested to hear what are you thinking that is going to come out of the hat? Like, I'm not asking you to tell me exactly like the thing, but is it something institutional, something business, something technology? What is it that you're expecting? If you had to speculate a bit.
Well, I don't know. Jerem asked me this while you were a bit gone. But just to add up to what Petrica said, I think that this is a really good point. The fact that it brought us together as a community, and we've seen so much hype out there, so many creative stuff out there. And to be honest, for me, now regardless of what the announcement will be, what Beni will announce, my expectation was already achieved in terms of it was really nice to see the community out there coming together. This is something that it's also in line with our vision at Pulsar Money. So for me, expectations were achieved.
Yeah, but what if Benny says, "Okay, the goal was to bring you together"?
You see,
How
that's
would you react? You would be disappointed a
well.
bit.
We'll wait and see. I mean, the 30 days are up. It's just a matter of a couple of hours more. So let's just wait and see what he'll announce.
Jerem, Stefana is too dodgy. She knows something.
Yeah.
No.
On my side, I think everybody is quite expecting a punctual stuff, something really specific, but I don't think it's going to be something really specific from my point of view. I mean, there are plenty of stuff happening around the technology of MultiversX, and a lot of developments in the back of the project, and I think you can't really say what's going to be. It's going to be sovereign shards. It's going to be improvement of the protocol. So it's going to be next phase of validating the network. You can't really say what's going to be. So I don't think it's going to be something really punctual on this news. But if I would like to see something soon, that will definitely be the sovereign shares. I really look forward to them.
So to you, it could be they announce now sovereign shards is an open stack technology. You can all apply. You can all get it. You cannot.
That would be nice.
To you, that you would be excited by this.
Yeah, I would be excited because I would like to see more and more specific use cases on the shards. Yeah.
I personally, I'm super excited about the sovereign shards. I think it's one of the best thing that came out of blockchain technology ever. But to be honest with you, if they announced this, I would be a bit disappointed because Demiurgos with the Vesta chain, they have their own sovereign shard. We've been talking about sovereign shards for quite some time, and this countdown is so massive. They've never used this technique. So I would expect something brand new that nobody has seen coming. Of course, I would be happy that the tech stack for sovereign shards is available. But Wandex has been talking about sovereign shards. Demiurgos has one. AshSwap has been talking about it. It's not a secret anymore. It's there. We know it's coming out this year. So why do a big thing about sovereign shards? I don't know, but
Okay, guys, from the audience, feel free to write your opinion about the countdown, maybe your hypothesis about this. And like Razan, you can raise your hand and take the mic. Hello, Razan, welcome here.
Hello, guys. Good morning. Do you
Good
hear
morning.
me? Yeah,
Yes,
great,
perfectly.
great. I don't know what about people are thinking about countdown, but for me, I don't know. I'm seeing this. I don't know a normal funky style hype, but people I don't know don't have to think about it, something I don't know, just thinking like it's something astronomical, but just they have to think of something as a normally countdown, as a part of hype. And yeah, I don't know, don't be how can I say, when you think about something astronomical, sometimes you will get under your expectation. That's why you don't have to, I don't know, think too much at this countdown. For me, it's a normal countdown, and if something is not will be big, it's not for my expectations. So yes, I will be here and seeing what's going on. Thank you, and have a good day.
Raz, you changed your name.
Yeah, because Valentin told me about this name, so I said, okay, I'm going on your hand, and I do it. So yeah,
I'm so happy to have
big
you
ups
here.
for everyone being here, and
thank you.
I will tell you again, don't think too much at this countdown, and just build for you and do the things better for this MvX, okay? Because you will hurt with yourself, when you are thinking too much on a simple countdown. It's just, I don't know, it's just a countdown. It's nothing more. Maybe it will be something which was already talking at XA, in my opinion. Okay, so don't hurt yourself.
Thank you.
And have a good morning, coffee. Jerem, thank you so much for making me this possible to talk here. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah,
God
anytime,
bless you
bro.
all, and peace and love.
Love you, Raz. Hello, Adam. How are you and welcome?
How are you?
Very good.
Morning, man.
Hello. Yeah. So as Raz said, from my point of view, if you ask me personally, I would love for Beni not to tweet anything, because I'd love to see all the memes and the videos that appear after. I also tweeted about the fact that you cannot please everybody, and regardless of the announcement, some might take it as hyped or FOMO or not, or disappointing or stuff like that. It really doesn't matter. For me, it was really fun to see all the memes and the videos and the community engagement. So kudos to Beni or whoever gave him this idea. And yeah, don't set your expectations too high, and just support, because the fundamentals don't change, and it's definitely the year when MultiversX will make some cool moves on all plans and developments.
Okay, interesting point of view. Well, on the comment section, we have someone that is saying active wallets on Explorer is up from the normal 10, 15K. Today it's to over 90K. Something is cooking. So on chain, we can see that many accounts are creating on the blockchain these last days. So I don't know if you saw this, and if this is something that we need to mention to anticipate what will arrive. I don't know if you guys have an idea about this.
You mean about why do we have a boost in on-chain in adoption in the metrics?
Active wallets went from 10 to 90K.
19 or 90?
90.
So 9x.
Yeah, 90.
Wow. Oh no, I have no clue. I saw that these last days the number of addresses on the MultiversX blockchain has significantly accelerated. So I don't know.
Okay, we'll see. Okay, so let's move on, and thank you,
There's
everybody.
Adam wants to add something.
Oh, sorry, Adam, I haven't seen your hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, maybe with all these new active wallets, maybe we can see some hero tag trading. Did they claim any hero tags? I know that at some point it was in discussions to trade hero tags.
Yeah, but what's the point?
I know there are some people on chain who there is a specific address. I saw a post at some point, but I can't remember where. Who just creates new wallets and creates hero tags with famous names and stuff like that. So I don't know.
They just bought things like ENS. Okay. Razen, yes. Welcome back.
Okay. Can you hear me? Do you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So, in my opinion about this active wallets created, I think I don't know. Maybe are just simple wallets created, but I'm trying to follow the transactions. So if the transactions are not changing, regardless, to be more transactions made, so that means it's only a normal wallet made and nothing more. Because when you do wallets, you have to do TX. So if not TX are changing as a number, so it's just a normal wallets and created wallets. So yeah, nothing more to add.
Okay. Thank you very much for this. Okay, so let's start Stefana interview. Hello, Stefana. How are you, first of all?
Hi, Jerem. Hi, everybody. Hi, Arnold. Thanks for having me, first of all. Super excited about this interview. There are a lot of things going on now in the ecosystem, so really interesting to unveil some new stuff about Pulsar Money and the ecosystem as well. So thanks for having me.
It's a real pleasure. So I will start by asking you a few questions about you, because we want to get to know you better. So can you tell us about your background, maybe your studies, your jobs and different experiences before starting in Web3 and on MultiversX?
Sure. Sure. Thanks for the question, Jeremy. So I think there's no secret that I'm coming from a really conservative background and environment, I would say. So really big corporations, a lot of people, a lot of rules, processes, and so on and so forth. And you come to a conclusion, or it's just one point where you realize that you just want to take the leap, let's put it like this, and actually do something, get out of the bubble and actually do something and build something, right? And this is actually the case for many of our colleagues and team members. There's so many high energy team members that just wanted to bridge their creativity and their skills in a more, let's say, value-centered environment, right? And for us as a whole, and for me personally, because you asked about me, it's just about doing something, about building something. And I think that during this months and a period of time since Pulsar Money has started, we also prove that this is our value proposition. So yeah, for me, it's about leveraging the creativity and building.
Okay, and so when you decided to co-found Pulsar Money, why did you know MultiversX before? Did you buy any EGLD or NFTs, or were you involved in other projects, or so what was your relation to MultiversX before you founded Pulsar Money?
Yeah, well, we are really close as a team to the MultiversX ecosystem. Of course, there's no secret. I'm currently in Romania, based in Romania, so we all know MultiversX. Just as a fun story, they have their offices just across the street from my previous place where I stayed. So I know MultiversX, but just to give you more insights on how we started everything and how everything came into life, because it wasn't for us, it wasn't about that really big idea and about doing things really quickly. It was at first about gathering the team, seeing that we work together, that there are synergies within the team, that we can actually build something together. So this was for us the main priority, let's say, at the beginning. And when all these things and compound and everything adds up, you become unstoppable in a sense in which you really grow as a team and you can build something tangible use cases, and actually something valuable that you can bring to the ecosystem and to the community.
So, Stefana, just to come back to GRM's initial question, you said I come from a more conservative. Can you put a bit more details beside this? Are you come from the banking industry, or what is it that you put behind conservative? And what did you do in those companies that you worked for before?
Conservative, meaning like big corporations. So this was what I was meaning with conservative. It's for me, it was not banking. It was actually tech companies doing also business development. So really working a lot with people, with different kind of personalities and so on and so forth. But we also have in our teams colleagues and team members coming from different backgrounds, such as investment banking, VCs, interaction, and so on and so forth. So we are kind of, we have several backgrounds from different verticals. But for me, it was rather tech, getting to know how the tech world is working and doing the bridge between Web 2 and Web 3, hopefully one day being just the web, you know.
Okay, and what was your like your road? You come from a marketing background. What did you do?
As I said, it's business. So basically doing everything around business, marketing, working really close to people. So there were several roles, but everything was always for me revolved around working with people and businesses.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's dive in Pulsar Money. Can you explain? I think most of people here already know Pulsar Money, but can you just pitch what is Pulsar Money in a few seconds, and after we'll dive in the different features and the global vision of Astra region, because it's not just about features related to social network and payment.
Exactly. I would try to pitch this in just a few seconds, but this is quite a challenge for me. So just a quick background on Pulsar Money. So our product, Pulsar Money, as a smart payments hub, consists of several modules and products. We currently have a web application with following modules such as social pay, vesting, vaults, staking, smart transfers, payment links, invoices. So it's really an all-in-one, I would say, smart payments hub. We have different solutions for different verticals. So what I mean by that is for personal and enterprise or businesses. Just take social pay, for instance. It's just changing how we interact on platforms like Twitter and Discord. You can reward someone, you can tweet a post, and just as effortlessly as liking it, you can be rewarded. So this is social pay, but then there's all other verticals, I would say more serious ones. So this is the creative part for our smart payments hub. But then we have, of course, the vesting module, which is really a game changer for startups. It just defines transparency in terms of distributing tokens to investors and partners without the need for intermediaries. So it's really game changing in terms of token distribution. We have also modules such as payment links, invoices. It's just about straightforward transferring funds. So these are, in a nutshell, what the modules that are within the smart payments hub. But of course, let's not forget also about the wallet.
Okay, let's
let's
try.
stop there.
No. Just let's try it.
Yeah.
The first guys, the first here to comment on the comment section will win 100,000 max, so we can try the tool live. For those who never tried it before, of course, the user must create an account on Pulsar Money hub, and so he will be able to receive the payment, correct?
Yes, you need to have an account on our platform and link your Twitter account.
Okay.
So of course, logging in with the wallet and then linking your Twitter account.
Okay, so the first one to comment, no, Arno, you cannot win. You're not eligible.
Come on, I was the first.
No, you're not, because Alien tweeted before you. Sorry.
Okay.
So I let you with Stefana, and I will make the smart payment to Alin. Arno, you have a question for Stefana? Yeah.
Yeah. So Stefana, what? So you started Pulsar Money. Was it 2 years ago?
It was actually, I was just checking the date when we were live on mainnet, and it's actually July last year. So just.
But that was the mainnet.
Exactly.
I can imagine that there's been some work before ramping up to mainnet.
Sure.
When did the adventure start?
Sure, there were a couple of months before where we started, as I said, discussing the ideas, gathering ideas from the team, trying something, trying again, taking feedback. So there were, of course, a couple of months where we just sit together and tried to do something in order to also prove that there are synergies between our team members. So this was for sure not, I would say, not a long time, but we wanted to make sure that we can build something valuable. We wanted to put together the strategy, everything around it, to have a clear vision and a clear plan for long term and also short term. Of course, many things is then added up. We came up with new ideas. We changed plans. We tried again 100 times. I think these are just normal things that you do when you build something. But yeah, basically, it was, as I said, a couple of months before going live on mainnet with hardcore dedication from all our team members.
I mean, today Pulsar Money is, a name that in the MultiversX community, everybody that is active knows. You guys did an awesome job for the last year since you launched. But I'm curious, like in the beginning, when the first team members started to discuss, you must have had other ideas of products to build. What were those products that you imagined and maybe you tested even? Because you said we built 100 times. How was the decision process around, okay, let's build this?
Exactly. So for us, it was rather about, taking a look at the ecosystem, at the movements, at emerging Web3 like use cases, trends, and so on and so forth. And to be honest, payments is definitely one of them. Like you can see it in the adoption, in the volume, in the number of users. And this has been also one of the primitives from back then, when from the beginning of when crypto has been invented and actually embedded in the promise, like having borderless and low fee money. And we've seen like the trend going up, the market grew extensively, and we somehow imagined a new solution that is going to shape payments and redefine how we interact with digital assets. So this was somehow the vision at the beginning, and how we all started to build and add up upon it.
Okay, very cool. How do you see, I mean, that X and Musk, they are cooking a wallet, a payment system, and they're going to push it to X at some point. How do you see this? Maybe it will be direct or indirect competition. I know there's the market is huge, so you guys can stand out with your own features, but I'm just interested. How do you foresee this huge solution that is going to come at some point over the year, most likely?
Yeah, well, we are not actually taking this as a competition. Of course, there are always new use cases on the market, new projects, new big players coming up with new features. But for us, it's rather about developing more our smart payments app. It's not going to be just one single module, and it's not just one single module or one single vision. It's just so many things added up for the smart payments app. We already have more than, 8-9 modules that are already live or are going to be live, and we are developing on so many more verticals that it took that shift from actively looking at the competition. It's not about the competition for us. It's about advancing our smart payments hub in order to be, really a game changer out there.
I really like your answer because I don't see this as like, of course, it's going to allow people to use a social payment, but I think for you it's actually going to be a huge boost because X is going to market the fact that you can now do this on social media, and this should be a huge booster for you. I don't know how many active users do you have on your smart payment hub, on your social payment hub. Is it something you can disclose?
It's there is a lot of traction on the smart payments hub. A lot of new users coming in, onboarding new users every day. So it's definitely taking the leap in terms of onboarding new users and new people joining in from the ecosystem. It's, as I said, it's on the growth, on the growth path with the monthly active users joining in, and this is also our goal. This is why we are so close to the community. This is why we are really getting the word, spreading the word out there, being everywhere on Twitter. What I can also tell you, we have right now over 400K in transactions within our smart payments hub, thousands of active users per month. So things are looking quite good, and we love to see new people coming in. We love to see that new people are embracing our features, are using them. So it's really cool. It's really a boost for us in terms of wanting to build more.
Okay, awesome. Quick question about growth, because you very briefly mentioned it. What out of the thousands of users that you have brought to your product, I have two questions. Acquisition wise, what is the marketing tactic that brings new users, the most of your new users to your product?
Well, this is a really good question, and what we're trying to do is actually really get the word out there, include as many partners as possible. So we are really always so open to collaborate and partner up with high energy projects, create as much content as possible, but like quality content. So really focusing on quality rather than just bringing micro content to the table. And this is our strategy into focusing on onboarding as many users as possible. What we also are now currently hyper focused on is the version 2 of our platform. So really bringing the best experience for the users that we onboard, that are joining our app, make it as seamless as possible so that everybody can use it, everybody can really have the best experience with it.
Okay, great.
So I see you made partnerships with Coco, Tada, Dinovox, so the biggest projects on MultiversX. Have you thought about making some ads on Twitter? On Twitter you have some ads. You need to pay. It's not very expensive, but this way you could maybe show your product to the whole maybe Web3 ecosystem on Twitter, not only MultiversX. So what's your position about the ads?
Yes, for sure. We are open to more ideas in terms of marketing and how we can boost our engagement and how can we boost our visibility out there. But to be honest, for us, very important is to partner up with projects. So I think that you can only get valuable, like that much valuable engagement if you partner up with, if you engage with projects, do like campaigns, spread the word out there, encourage each other. Like it's not just about us in the ecosystem, but it's about every other project that is building alongside us and we're building together. So this is our focus. This is our like value proposition, what we are focusing strongly. But of course, taking into consideration all other ideas and somehow ways in which we can boost our visibility. And
Stefan,
we have already embraced that. Yeah.
No, go on.
No, I was just saying that we are taking into consideration all other ways, and we've already embraced. So Twitter ads, we've embraced that. It's super cool. But just wanted to make sure that apart from that, our goal and our focus is more into partnering up and spreading the word out there together with other projects within the ecosystem.
I think that this is not random. You guys have tested most likely several tactics to acquire new users. I have an idea why partnering up with quality projects that have community is your focus. But could you disclose why? Why is this so more efficient than the rest?
You mean if we have like something that I haven't disclosed? Because it's
I mean why is the reasoning behind partnering up with projects to bring in new users works so well?
I mean, I think it's actually it's one of our strengths, like nurturing relationship, networking, supporting each other, building together. This is our strength, and when we push this together with our partners, we have seen that there is much more involvement, like cross involvement from the users, from the community. It's something that it really boosts you in terms of getting new users. But as I said, it's not about just spreading the word out there. It's about quality of content and about great projects, about the great projects that we partner with.
Awesome. Thanks for all this, Stefana.
Stefana, we are on the other blockchains in the middle of the airdrop season. For example, we have the Jupe airdrop that is today. A few days ago, it was about the token when and so on. What's your position about the airdrop season? And because you are doing some smart payment thing, do you plan to release something around airdrops for projects or I don't know?
Oh, Jeremy, you know something. Admit it, you know something. No, just kidding. But this is a really good one, and I'm glad that you opened it up because here's something that I'm particularly excited about. And it's actually a module, an airdrop module, an airdrop infrastructure that we are prioritizing for the moment. It's going to be, this is what I can tell you, it's going to be one of the modules that will shape how big projects are launched on MultiversX and bringing the project really, really far in terms of token holders, in terms of user base, and actually traction. So stay tuned because we're going to release very soon a really cool airdrop module.
Jerem, do you use in the English version of MvX? Do you use the alarm? Because I think this is an alpha.
I of course I use it, but I think it's not an alpha. I think you already spoke about this on another Twitter Spaces. So it's not a leak,
okay.
but maybe for people that are here, they are discovering this. But to be honest,
I'm discovering it.
Yeah, but to be honest, we need to be clear. The relation between a smart payment hub and airdrop are not that far. This is just sending digital assets to people that respected some conditions through a smart contract. So it's just the same as a smart payment, but with maybe a very good UI UX interface, and maybe with a project that will use it and so on. You know what I mean? But the relation is not that far. I'm not a genius by asking this
Yeah,
this
but you
question.
need to build it. As Stefana said, you need to prioritize it. You know,
Yeah,
you can build so many
Exactly.
things.
yeah, I was just saying that it's how to say, it's logical for Pulsar Money to be in the airdrop thing, you know. So that's a very good thing, because on MultiversX we know that Super Rare Bear and also BH Network, they are doing some airdrops, but they must do it by themselves. And so if someone can help them doing great airdrop campaigns with more features, with more visibility, with more conditions, and so on, I'm sure it will help the ecosystem to reward the true and loyal holders. So it's pretty logical that Pulsar Money is building this. And yeah, do you have a date for the release of this feature or not yet?
I wouldn't say we have a date on this. I can what I can say is that we are hardcore working on it and prioritizing it and trying to bring it out there for the community as soon as possible.
Okay, so because let's have a discussion about Tada. You made a partnership with Tada, which is the next X Launchpad, and Tada is about to reward the beta testers of the app. Will they use Pulsar Money, or will they do it by themselves? That's the real question. So is it better for a project to do it by himself, or by using Pulsar Money hubs, for example?
Exactly. So we are, as I said, prioritizing this airdrop module. There haven't been discussions around Tata using the airdrop module. So we are really open to make this live as soon as possible, right? But I cannot disclose anything around an airdrop module and for Tata, because to be honest, there haven't been any discussions around that. We just announced vesting and the social pay integration.
Okay.
But as I said, pushing towards the airdrop module to be live as soon as possible.
Okay, that's a great thing. Okay, Petrica, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say it's a cool feature, Stefana. Nice to see it's coming. I think this will help more the projects that can't work in parallel on developing their own rewarding system. I know ourselves we have to assign people to actually work on the airdrop system that is based on certain conditions. For example, holding certain tokens and standing chances to win the airdrops. We just developed them internally, and we have those weekly chests we do based on our token and NFTs. But for especially for younger startups, because I think we're not that young anymore in terms of the history in MultiversX. I think for younger startups, I think it's a good feature to have available and save them from developing themselves the infrastructure for such airdrop system.
I'm personally super bullish about
Maybe
this.
Stefana wants to answer.
Oh yeah,
Petrica. Sorry, Arno. Yeah, Stefana, maybe you wanted to answer Petrica for his kind
Yeah,
words.
exactly. So thanks so much for this, Petrica. So I think it's going to be massive, and we have big plans with it in terms of we want to do some massive airdrops out there. I think the ecosystem, the MultiversX ecosystem, needs this, to have some massive airdrops out there with good or great, I would say, strategic airdrop infrastructure behind. So we're looking forward to it, definitely coming soon.
Yeah, it will be even nice to have it coupled with hackathons and these kind of tech events. People will have to break some code and get rewards based on what they did in the hackathon, or
exactly. So we are
doors.
open to many things. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, we are open to many things, many ideas. So if you have anything, any idea, we're open to take it into consideration. So just shoot it at us.
Can I talk
Go ahead,
now,
Arno.
Jerem?
Sorry, everybody. I misclicked. I will add everybody. Please repost the Twitter space so all the people are joining us again. I knew it would be a Twitter, a weird Twitter Spaces this morning. Arno, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, I can hear you.
Stefana,
Oh
can you
my
hear
God.
me?
Yes.
Okay,
I thought
sorry for this.
you kicked me out.
No, never. No, actually, just I was on my feed and I saw a tweet about different Twitter spaces, including mine, and I clicked on it, not on purpose, and I was redirected to another Twitter spaces. It was in Chinese, or anyway. So here we are again. Sorry for this.
GRM, I think you did it on purpose.
No.
You wanted to cancel Arno's speech.
No.
Thank you, Petrica. Thank you. You're
Never.
all witness to what happens.
Sorry, Arno, you were saying something?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was saying that I'm very happy that you guys, Pulsar, are building this, because to me, this is not just feature. We are in a period of time. We are every day in Web3 and in the blockchain ecosystem. So to us, it's been ages, but we are still in the age of building the infrastructure for what is going to come in the next years, maybe 5, 10, 20 years. And so this airdrop module is not just a feature, it's infrastructure. It's making blockchain allows for seamless payment, borderless payment. And so what Petrica said, you own a token that makes you part of something. And a token can be an NFT, it can be a coin or whatever. So having an infrastructure for airdropping in a simple and seamless way is massive. Today, okay, maybe we're going to have, a few projects using it. But in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, those infrastructure are going to be, they have the potential to be used a lot. So that's great.
Yeah, exactly. So at the end of the day, it's just about how to engaging the community in a way that it really leverages the traction of the project and gives you the feeling that you belong to something, to the project holding that token. So we're very much looking forward to the airdrop infrastructure, and as I said, we're building it in a really strategic way, not just throwing some tokens towards some wallets, but really making it strategic for the community, for the projects, and for the token holders as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
one point I want to add, GRM here.
Oh yeah, sure.
I've been discussing with many Web2 businesses for various scales, from various scales. I would say from large engaged into blockchain startups to real big businesses. But the small ones that really want to take a leap into blockchain and they integrate blockchain into their web to business, I think such tools as Stefana mentioned, I think they are vital, because nowadays as a startup in Web 2, let's say, you can't afford paying Web3 developers to develop even the slightest integration with the blockchain, the smallest dApp for your business. And I think considering that especially on Multiverse, it's really easy to create your own collection for your business. I think it's very easy to do it. But then what do you do with your collection? So if you want to have some loyalty points, for example, and you want to distribute them fairly, and having a nice UI UX for the distribution, I think it's vital for onboarding the next startups into crypto.
Hello, Joachim.
Good morning. How is everyone?
Joachim, do you want to seduce everyone here with your voice?
No.
Hello,
I just
everybody.
know I'm fashionably late today, so I feel like I need to come in smoothly.
You were supposed to come at 9:30. You're late.
I know.
I'm angry
My
now.
my meeting lasted longer than expected, but hey, I'm here.
I
That
hope
has
it
to
was.
count for something, right?
I hope it was good. Stefana, I have two more questions. When multi-chain? When multi-chain?
Guys, we are here on MultiversX building so many tools, so many features, and our goal is, of course, to onboard as many users as possible and be like a growth engine for MultiversX. We are doing so many things. We are still in the development phase. We are still building on MultiversX. Let's focus on that, right? So our focus is fully right now on the MultiversX ecosystem, and will be in the future also as it is right now on onboarding as many users and being as acting like a growth engine for the ecosystem.
Okay, so not
I
now.
love that answer.
It's not an answer.
Yeah, it's an answer.
But Stefana,
Jerem doesn't like
said,
it.
we welcome
Yeah.
everybody that is going to come
No,
in the sovereign charts. They go multi-chain.
No, guys, but that's true. So just imagine we are so much developing on so many verticals. It's time for us. It's the time for us to build. To build further, to come up with new features. We are currently hardcore working on the V2. There's going to be a completely different interface. We are still at the point where we need to develop our smart payments hub, and where we want to onboard as many users and be on MultiversX ecosystem, grow with the ecosystem, grow with the community, and so on and so forth.
Okay, and my second question is about and we have the question in the comments. How is it possible to invest in Pulsar Money? So do you plan to raise funds through the community, through a token or an NFT or anything?
Well, this goes hand in hand with my previous answer of, we are in the development phase. We have our Astra Horizon company as a mother company. We are backed up by Astra Horizon, and being in the development phase just doesn't give you the bandwidth to also have your focuses on, let's say, having a token or something like this. So we still think that we have a good plan ahead of us. We have a good strategic time plan ahead of us. So currently hyper focused on development. So no token on our roadmap as of right now.
Okay, another question on the comment section is, the problem of making this airdrop tool publicly available is that our accounts will be polluted with the wrong or bad tokens. Even if MultiversX is protected, how to make our account not spammed? That's a very good question. Thank you, Lucid, for this.
It's of course a very good question, and as I was mentioning, the reason why this airdrop we are prioritizing this airdrop, but the reason why it takes some time for us to develop it because we want to make it as good as possible, also in terms of avoiding any malfunctions that could appear when you develop something like this, like an airdrop infrastructure. We know the complexities, we are aware of all the implications that it has, so currently really trying to come up with the best product ever in terms of infrastructure, you know. So of course we do have our due diligences. We did our due diligences. We are constantly, you know, thinking of possible issues that could appear after deploying it, but taking it also step by step. You know, we will have a testing phase. We will have the community on our Telegram group. We have an early testing group on our Telegram where the community can join and test actually all the features that we are developing. So we are welcoming everybody to test it. I think this is really important, and the products that we are building, especially this airdrop product, is for the community, right, and for the project. So taking part of a testing round with us will be definitely so much important for us and for the community as a whole.
Okay, Joachim, do you have a question for Stefana, or maybe because you are the co-founder of Galpa Labs, a supply chain solution built on MultiversX. Have you ever thought about working with Pulsar Money? And if yes, in which terms? And maybe you have another question or something for Stefana since you just arrived.
No, I've been following the conversation for a bit, not the whole, sadly. As I was saying, I had to take a meeting. But it's I really enjoy what Pulsar does, and I think, as you're saying, like facilitating payments through different social aspects. I know that there's a Discord feature coming too. Like I think more than for Galpa Labs in general, more in general for projects in general, having the ability to communicate and reward the community in just a line of command or a tweet is such a strong mechanism in community building. So we'll definitely be looking into what we can implement with Galpa Labs.
Exactly. And we have right now Twitter and Discord integrated in our social pay, with of course more social media networks on our radar. So that's definitely going to be also something to stay tuned for.
I have a follow-up question, Jerem, if you allow me to ask it. Stefana, today when I use Pulsar Money, I have to go on your website, on your DApp. How do you see the evolution of your product so it can become so seamless that I can use it, you know, anywhere? Do you already talk about those things with your product and your tech team? How do you foresee those evolution?
Well, I will just say one thing here. We are right now searching for mobile app developers. Just leaving you with this.
Thank you. Great. Okay. Cool.
And
cool to hear.
You don't find that?
Hopefully, saying this out loud right here in the community. There are lots of people gathered today, so reach out to us.
Okay, the announce is live. Well, I have another question for you, Stefana. What do you think about engage to earn industry? And you know, there are many solutions, many tools on different blockchains. I know very well one that is called Rich. But also we have Unity Academy, who just made a partnership with 2-3 Labs, so Coco and the Smooth. So these tools, just for everybody to follow what is it, are some Discord bots or some tools that will reward people who engage with some content. So Pulsar Money is more or less an engage to earn tool, but not only. What do you think about these tools? And do you plan to develop more features, maybe to organize reds, to maybe push micro influencers, or maybe to allow people to win some whitelists or free mint or just tokens by filling some quests? This is something that NFTs project, but not only, are looking for at the moment. So what's your position about this?
Exactly. So this is something that we're working on, hardcore working on with our V2 platform. So we are working on the version 2 of Pulsar Money app, and it's going to not only have new features, new possibilities, new modules, and a completely new interface. So it's not just about the interface. We are looking to add up some gamification models, something, and anything that we can do in order to engage the community more, to have a complete hub of all the projects, influencers, KOLs in the ecosystem. So really thinking towards making our platform as engaging as possible and ending up also this gamification touch. So this is definitely also on our roadmap with the V2 platform, with the V2 update.
Okay. Thanks a lot. You told us about the airdrop tool that will be released very soon. I understand what I want to understand. What what can you maybe tell us about the other things that you are building at the moment? What's the different path and strategy that you want to do? For example, you release the new website, or maybe you will, I don't remember, but there will be like a V2, smoothest, better UI, better UX. Why is it that important to have a very good interface to onboard more projects, but also more users?
Exactly. So we already released our new website, and now we are shifting towards releasing the version 2 of our app. So new website is live, but now we are working towards releasing the V2 of our app, because we know that it's so important to have a better UI UX in terms of when you bring new people to your platform. Right now we have, for example, also everything like in version 1, everything is, all the modules are in one place, like both for personal and business, because we just wanted the users to get more familiar with the platform and just be able to have everything in one place. But now with V2 we are going to have different segments for both business and personal. As I said, we're bringing new features, new modules, completely different model to the app. In parallel, we are also working on our wallet, right? So we right now have the wallet in private beta. We've presented it to the X-Day hackathon, and all major functionalities have been built in the MVP stage. However, of course, building a wallet from ground up, it's something that takes time. It's not an easy task, and also especially considering that we are building so many other things alongside. So basically right now our focus is on bringing the new app, the version 2 of the app, as soon as possible to the community, having a completely different experience with that, and adding up all other modules such as I said, the airdrop module on top.
Okay, very clear. Which project on MultiversX would you love to work with?
Well, we already worked with so many high energy projects within the MultiversX. I told you this is our very proposition. This is something that we really are keen to doing, always engaging with the projects. But I know there are so many others, so many other projects that would be really, really cool to have partnerships. We are always more than open to collaborate, to
Give a
have this
name.
engagement. I won't give you a name, dear.
Why?
I won't give you a RAM. It's not about having targeting projects, you know. It's not about targeting one project that we want to work with. We are more than open to work with projects within the MultiversX ecosystem. It's not just about one project, JRM.
Okay, we tried, but we never managed to get any information that you didn't want to disclose.
She is very tough.
Congratulations, Stefana. Okay, I will let the audience ask their last questions on the comment section or by raising your hand. And if there are no more questions, or maybe Arno, you have a last question?
Yeah, to be honest, I asked, I think, all the questions I really wanted to.
Okay.
Some of them, Stefana, was, like your previous question, so I didn't manage to get the more information. But I think you gave us a lot of information to look for the future of Pulsar Money. So yeah, I'm very happy about this interview.
It's
No,
going
okay.
deeply,
I have a tough
guys.
question for you, Stefana. Let's end this with a tough question. What
Sure.
is a difficulty that you guys have to build with every day right now? Like, let's be fully transparent. What is a challenge that you have? It can be, I don't know, resources, team, a technical problem that you're banging your hands against the wall. Just give us something. That doesn't mean that you look weak, but like, what is a challenge for your team that you struggle with every day?
Well, there are always challenges. There are always challenges that come along the way when you're actually building something from scratch, right? From the gathering the team to business, marketing, everything is a challenge, and we encounter that. We know that we are always trying to have a really positive approach to this, taking a step back, analyzing what we did, trying again, gathering feedback. This is our approach, because to be honest, I cannot mention you one challenge that we are facing. There are many along the way when you're actually building something. That I can tell you for sure. But I think that what makes us strong at the end of the day is our approach and our, let's say, our commitment to bringing everything further. Challenges, there will always be some, but if you do not start actually doing something, you won't bring anything further. So this is our vision here and our approach.
As I said, tough cookie to crack. Good
Okay,
job.
Stefana.
Good job, Stefana.
Let's check the comments. No, we don't have no more questions. Okay, so I give you the last word. Just finished my run while listening in. Great conversation so far. You're not ready for my current level of energy. Okay, so Sever is it is very hot this morning. Can't wait. So yes, Stefan, I give you the last word. What do you want to say to the community and to the audience that listened to you this morning? And thank you very much for coming. It's always a pleasure to receive you on my Twitter Spaces.
Well, thank you first of all, GRM and Anna, for having me, for all the questions. You really had some tough ones out there, and I hope I gave you all the information that you wanted and you wanted to get from me. Just so you know, I didn't want to hide anything from you. It was just pure truth out there. From my side, and to the community, big thanks for being with us, for contributing towards what we're building and building alongside us. It's actually so powerful to see that you have a strong community that is pushing you, and a big thanks for that. Stick with us because we have some really cool future developments on our roadmap.
Thank you very much. We have Sever. So maybe, Sever, before we start the great debate with Petrica, maybe you have a word for Stefana or a question. Sever, can you unmute?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Hello, Sever. Yeah, perfectly. Welcome.
Bonjour à tous, je m'appelle Sever et je viens d'Internet. Je suis très heureux d'être ici et de vous saluer dans l'un des langues les plus importantes de l'écosystème MultiversX et donc de l'avenir du monde. Pardon my French, but I wanted to take the opportunity to salute the huge French community and to be polite about it. Hello, everyone. Bună dimineața, guten Tag, buenos días, buongiorno, and everything else. Like I said, you're not ready for my level of energy.
What an entrance!
I need to mention that I am sick this morning, so I have a 10% energy. So the 1,000% of energy of Sever will compensate mine. Thank you, Sever. So do you want to say a word to Stefana? Maybe a question about Pulsar Money or anything?
You know, I happen to have, let's say, inside information about Pulsar Money. Not really inside information as like I know their secrets, but they have joined the MultiversX office hours, and we've had a really great conversation about what they are doing and what they are building. And, we even discussed about how they can further increase their audience and so on. I'm super happy with, everything that they're doing. And I've been also listening into the conversation so far. So I think they haven't stopped building. So I really have no question in addition to what has been happening right now. I just want to congratulate Stefana for doing such a great job as one girl against all of you pirates piling up with questions on her, like drop us names and give us alpha. So great job so far.
Sure, thanks, and looking forward to our next conversation. It's going to be completely different in terms of what we've built so far from our last one. So looking forward to our next conversation.
I'm super looking forward to it
Thanks
as well.
so much.
I have a last question
Cool.
for you, Stefana. It was not planned, but actually I cannot let you go without asking it to you. What do you think about women on Web3? It can be a touchy question because, some people are maybe a little sensitive about this. But what do you think about how to onboard more women on Web3? Do you think we need some only women panel discussion, or maybe some only women team on projects? Or do you think it's not just about gender and just about skills and what you can bring to the ecosystem? I would like to have a woman's opinion about this.
Well, Jerem, to be honest, there are a lot of communities out there in Web3, women communities dedicated just to women. I think that the first thing that we should do is stop seeing this subject as a taboo one, like as being something, not normal. So start just normalizing it, I think this is the first initiative that we can do as a whole Web3 community in terms of women in Web3. Just normalize it. We are just as powerful as everybody is. So let's normalize this.
I love it. Really, I totally agree with you. Thank you very much again for coming this morning. Thank you for your answers. Thank you for your small alphas about the upcoming app, about the airdrop tool. And yeah, keep building, Stefana. And you're always welcome on GMMVX.
Thanks, Jerem. Thanks, Arno. Thanks, everybody, for having me. It was really nice talking to you. Enjoyed it a lot, and looking forward to the next one.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's start the new part of the Twitter Spaces that everybody's waiting. So I will Sever just posted a tweet discuss the role of MultiversX Foundation in onboarding the next billion people on the next gen internet with Petrica Butusina. Okay, that's a good way to present the debate. But of course, we have a context around this debate, and I will put on the comment section the context of this. I will post the tweet of Eddie, which is part of a BH Network team. Correct, Petrica?
Correct. That's right.
Okay.
He's one of the co-founders.
Oh, okay. Perfect. And he wasn't able to join this morning, so that's why you had to.
No, I really wanted to jump on it. Usually,
okay.
it's me and Marius, the more public persons, and joining the live streams and the spaces. Usually, Eddie is more on the keyboard, so it's just this. But
Okay.
I just wanted to be on the spaces. Marius was last week, and I wanted to join too because it's a
Okay.
great spaces and a great opportunity.
Thank you. So I posted the Eddie's post about the MultiversX lack of users. After I posted the answers of Arno, my co-host this morning, who disagreed about this message, and I will put. No, that's I think enough for you to have some context. So, Petrica, first of all, just to put the base of the debate, can you tell us, maybe to summarize, what's the point of the Eddie's post? And after, I will let Arno explain his point of view, and after, Sever will bring his opinion and the MultiversX vision of this, since he's part of a MultiversX team. So, Petrica, I'll let you start.
Just
Right.
before Petrica start, Sever, could you mute yourself because we hear you typing?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much, man. No problem. Sorry, Petrica, go on.
No worries. So, first of all, the way we see it and what Eddie tried to put into words in his tweet is the importance of MultiversX Foundation and the ecosystem as a whole. Because let's assume MultiversX ecosystem is the sea, and the foundation is also the water in the sea, and that floods the whole ecosystem. And we, the projects, are like ships on this sea. Of course, what you also mentioned in your retweet of Eddie's tweet was that everybody is also responsible to bring attention on their own product and on the ecosystem itself. And that's true. Everybody is striving to bring adoption in this ecosystem, and also, of course, bring their own user base. And that's happening. I think everybody is fighting this fight. I think everybody is doing their best to bring people on MultiversX. I can say from my own perspective that we are trying this not only at the user base level, we are also trying it as projects. Almost every day, we're having discussions with several startups or businesses from Web 2, because this is our approach. We are trying to bring into MultiversX businesses that have real use cases and real revenue system behind the business, because nowadays everybody gets funds in Web3, and they just built on the funds they raised, and then they just use the money they got and develop. But in the end, if there's no real revenue planned, and the team doesn't succeed to actually bring that revenue in the business, then everything goes to dust. So it's very important to bring this kind of businesses into MultiversX if we really want to have not a hyped and crazy temporary adoption, because we can see this on all the several chains out there. They are just throwing airdrops, or they're just giving crazy grants just to get people into it. But will this hold for the long term? I'm not sure, because we have seen how the narratives have changed during the years, and how one community moved from one chain to another just because the other potato was much hotter and much more good looking. So what we're looking is bringing businesses on MultiversX that are here for the long term, and they want to use this technology to improve their routine and their
Okay, let's
business.
try to speak maybe more shortly, so we can have more exchanges.
Back to the comparison with the sea. What I'm saying is, we as projects, we can make some waves around us. We can gather small communities around us. But in the end, I think it's vital to also have the foundation and the chain itself as an entity to bring up the water and lift the whole ecosystem. It's vital to have some kind of activity from the project, but it's also vital to have on the other side the foundation helping also the whole ecosystem as a whole.
Okay,
if that answers your question.
Yeah, definitely, and that will be interesting, because Elrond claimed to attract the next billion users. Today, it's one of the ecosystem with the few active users. So, Arno, what's your point of view about this? Is this just because of the maybe lack of skills or willing from the project to attract users and investors, or is it the MultiversX Foundation fault or responsibility maybe?
I think so. There's two levels to this conversation of adoption and having users use the technology and the products. I was when I answered to Eddie, I was more conflicted towards the mindset of a builder behind a single project than the conversation that I saw with Marius and other people around there. I agree with you guys. The fact that today we are in the early stages of blockchain technology, and so we need to focus on building the infrastructure. And the truth is, today the main use cases for users lies in the infrastructure through money, sending money, staking, getting rewards, etc. Those are the main value proposition for now. We need what I'm interested in is to prepare builders towards the next phase. Once the infrastructure will be there, once it will be secure, scalable, decentralized, everything, and easy to use, there will be no more excuses, and the infrastructure will not be responsible of attracting the users. Builders will be, products will be. And I think today we are in the early stage, so the infrastructure the sea level has to rise. I completely agree with you. But tomorrow, similar to what Stepan did, on Solana a few years back. They created a cool product that people could, it would abstract the blockchain technology. It was not about tech. It was about a cool product to do things with blockchain technology. And tomorrow, this is the conversation that we are going to have. It will not be, in my opinion, it's not MultiversX or Solana or whatever to attract users. Tomorrow, once the infrastructure will be ready, builders will have to build great products, and it will not be about technology anymore. It will be about value proposition, and this will have to attract new users.
Okay. MultiversX waits until everything is in place before releasing the dogs. But with this line of reasoning, we can say that everything will never be in place. There will always be new things, new improvements, etc. So it's like a never-ending race, isn't it, Sever?
Yes. So I will start the conversation with first a disclaimer. I have been on the MultiversX team, but I'm no longer on the MultiversX team. I do speak for the foundation because I do hold it deep in my heart, but take it as a disclaimer. And like I prepared you that you're not ready for my level of energy today, I want to start with like a small sketch. If you remember the Monty Python sketch, if anyone of you seeing, like, the people of Judea were plotting against the Roman occupation, there was this, like, all right, but apart for like the sanitation, the medicine, the education, the wine, the public order, irrigation, roads, blah, blah, what else have the Romans done for us? And I took the liberty of putting together a few things here. It's like, all right, but apart from creating the first blockchain protocol that directly addresses the blockchain trilemma, solving this monumental task with just $5 million in raise, launching it on the biggest exchange there is, setting up the most decentralized blockchain network out there, and testing it at that astonishing 250,000 transactions per second, if anyone remembers, rolling out a protocol that incorporates accounts, NFTs, smart contracts, a deflationary economy all in one, introducing the hottest blockchain wallet complete with on-chain two-factor authentication and an attached debit card, establishing a decentralized exchange, launching a launchpad that has supported groundbreaking ventures like Audi's VR spin-off, companies revolutionizing the next $1 trillion private and AI data markets with DeFi primitives and games, not to mention upcoming cutting-edge technology on the horizon, like sovereign shards, faster protocol, dynamic staking, and so on. And above all, fostering the most powerful and united community in the blockchain sphere. Apart from all that, what else has the MultiversX Foundation ever done for us? Now, I hope you all understand that I want to start this in a good heart and a light-hearted manner. I hope this will not be like a debate of opposing points of view. I took some time before the conversation to speak with Petrica, and we agreed that we will come together here to, come together with like the most constructive approach of, what can the foundation do, what can the products building on top of the ecosystem do, and what they can do, like each of them should do, and what they should do, together, right? So like, there are a number of things that obviously are clearly in the foundation's responsibility, right? Like maintaining and developing the blockchain protocol and infrastructure, enhancing the core technology for like accessibility, scalability, security, and all of that, and obviously educate and outreach to potential users and developers. And I think MultiversX has been doing a pretty good job on all of these, pretty good, like being humble, if for the last 4 or 5 years, if people have been watching Benjamin and the teams day and night, literal 24/7 all the time, it's hard to imagine that something even more is possible, but obviously it's not wrong to also expect it, right? So,
okay,
it was a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, Sever, and I will give you the mic again, of course. We have Joachim. What do you think about this opposition between builders must attract people, foundation, and so who must do this job?
So I feel like it's been a debate that has been on MvX for quite a while, in like the way the foundation interacts with projects, as we've discussed during a previous space, how the X Launchpad enters into place, because obviously the X Launchpad, the MvX Foundation has their own launchpad for projects that they deem are worthy of their community. But also to go back to what Arno was saying, I think I want to use kind of a metaphor, a comparison, is like the best technology doesn't always win, sadly. And we can take this example, actually, we're going to take the example of Apple. Apple, until kind of forced by the European Union, had lightning cables on all the iPhones. We all know, and it's proven that it is slower data transfer, slower to charge your phone, etc. But it kept getting used. And we've seen that with like HDMI, we've seen that with a lot of those technologies, that there are actually alternatives out there that are better. But because the end user doesn't see a drastic improvement compared to what they are used to or what is the norm already, they won't like boycott the product because of it. It won't be a deal breaker. And I have a feeling we are seeing the same thing on blockchains in general, on layer 1s and layers 2, that the projects that are able to deliver something that is fast and cheap, no matter at what cost, are winning so far because the technology is easy to use for the user, and a lot of builders will think, oh, but it will improve with time. So I think that while MultiversX is trying to do everything right and has a cutting edge technology when it comes to blockchain technology, it still needs to attract users quickly, so it doesn't become that one patent that would have revolutionized and replaced HDMI cables but never made it.
Okay, thank you, Joachim. Petrica, as a builder today, do you consider that when you need any help from MultiversX Foundation, you get it enough and quick enough, or builders before you sometimes complain about the lack of communication, marketing, and also tech documentation to keep building? Yeah, Petrica.
Yeah. First of all, allow me 1-2 minutes to point another aspect here, because
Sure.
you both Arno and Hakim mentioned the tech. I personally think the technology of MultiversX is already freakingly advanced. So it's maybe the best architecture out there, and I don't think it's a good thing to still mention that we are still early in terms of technology, because we are freaking advanced
I
when it comes to
totally agree with you.
yeah. So I know a lot of tools, a lot of improvements in the protocol are on the way, but still, as a technology, man, I'm using it. I've been using many chains beside the MultiversX, and I'm always coming back happily to use it because it's much more easy to use and much more user friendly than others. So that's one thing. What I want to mention is I will just make another parallel to another story. 1 year ago, I talked to a Michelin chef, and I asked him, he's Romanian, but he doesn't work in Romania. And I asked him why in Romania we don't have, because at that time we didn't have any restaurant with Michelin star in Romania. And I asked him why we don't have such restaurants in Romania, because we actually have amazing restaurants spread it around the country. And he mentioned 2 things actually. One was that, of course, in order for Michelin to come in a country, there's required infrastructure of the country. So if you don't have amazing roads, amazing connectivity, amazing airports and everything, they even won't consider your country. So that's one thing. But I think if you compare this to MultiversX, we already have a freaking amazing infrastructure. So it's just a matter of building on it. It's not a matter of it doesn't work, or it's not advanced enough, because it's amazing. And the second thing he mentioned was that Romania as a country doesn't know actually to market itself. Even if it's an amazing country, that has somehow been a curse on the country, because we didn't know how to take what's ours and what's actually great marketing. And I think in terms of marketing, when I am saying marketing is not it's not pointing towards MultiversX, because it's not their mission alone. I think it's a collective mission we all have, starting from the foundation, of course, because they are the developers of the infrastructure. They have to promote this infrastructure, but then it's also ours as a community, as builders. We need to also market the infrastructure that's going to be infused in our projects, actually. And also the other participants in the ecosystem, the validators and everything, everybody has to participate. I haven't seen much actually, and this maybe it's something a little bit aggressive towards the validators, but there are few validators that actually participated in developing the chain, proposing projects, building actually something, starting startup, and so on. So I would like more engagement actually, even from the validators. So in the end, it's a common goal. Everybody has to participate in marketing. It's just
Okay,
a collective
but
mission.
my question was more about the help from MultiversX Foundation.
Yeah. I just ended the parentheses, and now I'm
Okay.
going back to
Thank
this.
you.
So at first we had a lot of help, but just because there weren't so many projects in the beginning. We were few startups in the ecosystem, and it was really easy to reach MultiversX. Even now we can reach MultiversX, but I think we understand that we are not anymore alone. We are maybe a lot of projects trying to reach MultiversX, and how can you answer all of them? Of course, you are going to ask just important questions to them and just punctual things from them. And then in terms of, you mentioned the documentation and everything, it looks like everything is moving on the right track, also on the documentation and everything. We had in the past issues with the fact that updates and everything were launched all of a sudden, and even we had like launches that suffered from sudden updates, because sometimes we had a launch and an update of protocol was just 1 hour before the launch, and we had to just throw everything in and update our platform in 20-30 minutes before launch, which is the demand in the launch. But everything is on the right track. Everything it's moving forward nicely, and it becomes much more builder friendly, and I think
Okay.
it's on the right track.
Please do short answers so we can. It's not
Sorry,
against you,
I'm a
Petrica,
talker.
but we have time. But I'm sure this debate is very important, and we have for example, Dinky from X Domain. Hello, Dinky. Welcome.
What's up, GRM? I just want to say, guys, I've been here for 7 years almost, like in crypto, and most of it's been in this community. The team has been they've always been receptive, even if I haven't always agreed with what they've said. I know Benny's seen my messages sometimes, and it's like they can't get to everything, but I think they've done a really good job. Even when I started my project, they seen a bug in our smart contract and they hit us up right away, and they helped us fix it. So I don't want to say I don't want to hear anything really. Like if they need to be there for you, they're gonna be there. Like that's like the one thing that I've seen. Like I said, I haven't like agreed with everything the team has done, but you can't get what you want. No one's gonna get everything they want. At the end of the day, this team is here to build. They've shown it. The documentation that they had presented for me to actually enter the project back in 2018 was brilliant, and then they've executed everything along the way. They've done what they can for the sub projects, I would say. So, for what I've seen, they've done probably the best job, one of the best jobs of being there and grinding and making things happen. I don't really have anything to say about MultiversX team. They've overperformed what they even had in their first document.
Let's take your project as an example. You launched X domain on MultiversX, okay, and a few months after you decided to launch X domain on Polygon. Correct me if I'm not right. Did you notice any difference between the relation between the MultiversX Foundation and the Polygon Foundation? Which one was maybe easier to contact and to get in touch with since you decided to build on the two ecosystems?
And that's the reason I chose Polygon, because they're very similar. Like I said, I built something. It was just a name service, just minting names on MultiversX for domains that we're working on. We see that domains are a Web 2 asset, so we see the link. MultiversX team, obviously they seen what we were doing. We were just very small, so they came to us. So it just shows how they are being vigilant in the community. They are seeing things even if you don't think they are. So, I just love how Polygon team and MultiversX team, they're both a lot alike. They're very receptive to the community. They're into the community. I've always been able to contact them. They've been open. I've already gotten in contact with some of the Polygon team. So yeah, and it's just when you are guys, when you see something that's actually relevant and you can build something that's great, people will notice. You won't have to beg. You won't have to beg. I haven't begged for anything. Guys, if you want to be noticed, if you want to build something and be noticed, build something relevant. That's all I got to say. The teams will notice you. They'll be there for you. And that's just it, guys. I've been here for 7 years, like I said, and this team's one of the best. So
thank you, Dinky. Stay with us, of course, to keep giving your say about the topic. Arno.
Yeah, I want to answer to Petrica and bring back the conversation to the original topic about who's responsible of the acquisition in the end. Petrica, you say that you do not agree about the fact that we're still early because the infrastructure is in place. Okay, so
right.
Yeah, if the infrastructure is in place and we don't have a lot of users, then what do we say? Did we fail? If it's the foundation, the layers responsibility, the infrastructure responsibility to attract users and not the builders, and the infrastructure is ready and we have small amount of users, then we're doomed. Then we fail.
No, I think my answer for this would be that it's time to bring them, because there are different approaches, and I think MultiversX has a much more conservative approach to when starting this user acquisition, because they really wanted to have a well-developed architecture and protocol. I know, and we all have seen that there have been many protocols out there. They started user acquisition and throwing grants and funds to bring people in, and soon down the line they had some bugs or they had some protocol issues, downtimes and everything. We haven't faced this in MultiversX, right? So I think.
So yeah, to your point, I think, in my opinion, is that the core the foundation has a responsibility to build the best setup infrastructure to attract builders. To me, that's the role of the foundation. Their core metric is not users, it's number of builders growing, because this means that you have more and more projects, companies building on the infrastructure. And I don't know about you, but around me, most of my friends don't give a fuck about blockchain because there's nothing to use. So you can try to attract as many people as you want on the current infrastructures that we have. And it's not just MultiversX, it's Solana, it's Ethereum, etc. There's not many people that find it very useful. You know, the value proposition of the current ecosystem is very few. It's attractive for people who want to handle their own finances and have a few opportunities around that. But otherwise, people just use Web2 products because Web2 products have value proposition in their day-to-day lives. So
Yeah,
and that's why we have only around 4 million daily users in the entire Web3. That's why I don't worry. You know, I'm absolutely not worrying. To me, when I hear people saying let's go cross-chain, etc., etc., that's why I loved Stefana's answer earlier on. I mean, I absolutely don't give a fuck about the small amount of users that we have on Ethereum or whatever. The rest of the world is there.
I fully agree. I mean, it's we also feel it too, even if it's a small number. I think it's better to have an organic growth based on real utility, because this one with builders, okay, you have builders on Ethereum or on other chains, but I haven't seen, as you mentioned, a real value proposition
Exactly.
coming from real assets, from real business and real revenue flows out there in Web2 that are embracing this technology. That's what we are fighting for, and we are following and trying to bring. We are in discussion with this kind of businesses, and hopefully we'll have more and more in MultiversX. And as Stefana mentioned, we are all into MultiversX, and since the beginning we've been thriving here, and we've been also trying to bring more and more value to the ecosystem.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but what I hear now is that you agree that it's builders who create value to attract users.
Yes, but you mentioned the builders. The ecosystem mission is to attract the builders. There are two types of builders. Of course, we have the Web3 builders that are pretty easy to attract because they understand blockchain. But the main mission, I think, of the foundation and we can call it MultiversX right now, is to attract businesses, builders that come from Web2 and that have to be explained why and how this technology can be infused into their business and how they can actually be onboarded. That's the main, and even our mission. I mean, that's as Be Hero Launchpad. The main approach was bringing Web2 businesses, not going after all the Web3 startups that have a shiny idea about DeFi or everything. I think those are important as tools. But if we don't have real businesses that actually have a revenue flow and real value, we are, as you mentioned, we are doomed. But not us as MultiversX, the blockchain itself.
Yeah, we're in agreement.
We have many people that wants to speak. Before Adam, Dinky, and the new Aryan, Sever, do you want to say a word? Because you don't raise your hand. So if you don't raise your hand, means you don't want to talk. But I'm sure you're not here just to listen, but also to give MultiversX vision about this. What do you think about this exchange between Petrica and Arno?
I think it's a healthy discussion. I think it touches on a lot of the points that the community has been bringing up. I know that the two of us have also discussed in private, and I mentioned, about Eddie's comment, and you said that this does come up quite a lot. So I'm really happy that it's being openly discussed right now. So I have to agree that both sides have merit to it, right? So I think my personal opinion is this. I think, and this is part of my MultiversX thesis. I'm writing a piece of this on my own, but I will share with you why I think blockchain technology is important for the world and why I think MultiversX is building the right kind of tool for it, and what are the inescapable implications of this. And if you bear with me for a second, I think you will see that the technology that is being built right now is fit for purpose for a critical moment in time that we're, about to enter right now. So I would say this, like what we appreciate about living in the physical world is that it obeys physical rules, right? If you drop an apple, it will go down to the ground, no questions asked. We know exactly the speed and the time, and, we can calculate all of that, right? To make a parallel in the digital world, if like drop a digital apple, so to speak, there are various hands. It will not drop to the ground. There are various hands that will grab the apple from one hand to the other and take a small bite out of it, and maybe at the end it comes like maybe half an apple. This is just to say that the digital world relies a lot on intermediaries and relies a lot on trust, right? And the way things are going right now, if we're stepping into this massively digital revolution with artificial intelligence, quantum computer, informatics, space travel, and all of this, all of these are moving forward thanks to computers, thanks to the internet. It's obvious that if we are to develop and inhabit the space, it needs to be as reliable as the physical world, right? So what I think blockchain is most important for is bringing the immutability of physical laws to the digital space. And I think if you're with me so far and you see the potential transformation that has been happening in our lives in just the recent years and how everything is increasingly digital, you will also agree that the rails for the entire digital future of humanity cannot be arbitrary. It cannot rely on a person with like an admin password to change a 0 into 1 and to screw everything up. It has to be as reliable as the real world. And blockchain technology is really the foundation for all of that. And blockchain technology that is built at scale for, the entire internet and the entire digital space, I think is essential. And now when you think about what MultiversX has been building, as opposed to like the Ethereum clones, compatible clones, who are looking for like the easy compatible, let's plug into the billions of liquidity there and take the easy way forward. I don't think that's the future. I think MultiversX has always worked on a clear vision from the beginning, on an internet, on a digital technology that is based on a solid foundation. So MultiversX has never taken any shortcuts. And once this moment that I think everyone is feeling that is coming, like everything will be increasingly more digital, this will push out the need for a blockchain foundation that is extremely reliable, that it does not stop, that it does not have, account issues, like you can drain minor extractable value and all these topics that you see Robert droning on. He's much better at that than me. So MultiversX has been building with this vision from the beginning. And I think also just a point here. And
yeah, okay.
And not only have they been building for the beginning, but I think, to the point that Petrica was making and everyone else, like about institutional adoption, about countries and governments and so on. I think, we're seeing that as we progress. And also to the discussion about Pulsar Money, I will share also something that we had a discussion in the builders hours there. It's not building an alternative to existing solutions that are now based on blockchain, but rather building blockchain technology into the foundation of fintech and so on to increase efficiency, decrease costs, and increase security. And I think this is coming, and I think this is the most important thing that builders implementing this technology are doing to creating unique value proposition for their application to improve their user experience and solve real world problems using the blockchain technology that they're building on. So, I do, just to come around, yes, I see the MultiversX Foundation's role in making their technology known to the world, but also in the people building on it to push the solutions that they're building using this blockchain technology further to their users, to show value and to bring them to do actual real useful things. Like Arnaud said, like a lot of people knows about crypto, but what are they really using it for? Like a wallet with staking and whatever you can get like from the protocol level. But the applications, the real world implication of technologies built with this. I think this needs to be built and emphasized by builders, and they need to do a lot more effort to bring more users, to bring more attention there. And obviously the MultiversX Foundation is behind them every step of the way. I hope this makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, it does. It does. Thank you, Sever, for this. We have Adam, and after Dinky.
Yeah, hello again. Sorry, I'm in the car. Hope you can hear me pretty
Yeah,
well.
it's okay.
So I want to agree with Arno on this one, and I think at some point Petrica also kind of went with Arno's vision. And I would like to go back to the comparison between the sea and the ships. So MultiversX is the sea, and then all the builders are the ships. Isn't it actually that all the launch pads, let's say, right now will act as shipyards that launch different boats on the sea, right? It's not the sea's business to, I mean, what the sea can do is to offer, let's say, some stable waters, smooth experience and everything else, but it's up um, to the boats to bring people in, and this to take the parallel with the boats and the sea and everything else. So I think it's about the projects that are launching, instead of coming on Web3 to attract users also from Web3, they need to come with an MVP or a working product from Web2 and onboard people from Web2 into Web3. Because we are so at the beginning, if you look at adoption and metrics and everything else, and it's not about MultiversX or Ethereum or Solana or whatever. We are still early, right? From this point of view of adoption. So I think if builders would focus more on a real life utility and to try and bring people from Web2 to Web3, then all those metrics and liquidity and everything, you can include everything in metrics, right? Will increase.
Okay. Thank you.
I agree in some way with what you say, but some other guy also mentioned the comparison between our products and I mean the builders' products and Google, and they said this is the comparison the Google managed to attract users, but in a way that's a false comparison, because actually Google is similar to MultiversX. They are the one of the biggest infrastructures out there if you think about it. And besides being an infrastructure, what actually Google comes with, it's that it's a market, the same as Apple Store or Google Play Store. They are a market. They come with their own liquidity. And why people build on this technology? Because they also come with the technology, with the SDKs, with everything you want for this technology. And the technology is different for iOS and App Store. Why people build on them and not on other markets? Because actually they have the tools. This is what we also have on MultiversX, right? And also they have the users, their own users. So I would like to build, as a builder, you think about it. Would I want to go on Huawei, or I don't know, Huawei it's also pretty big lately, on a certain market that doesn't have users, or I would go to and build on a market that has users? And that's pretty sad, because sometimes the technology can be better, and this is what we see in MultiversX right now. Of course, we have the best technology, but still some people prepare projects for different chains that are much weaker in terms of architecture and technology, but just because they have a bunch of users, a very big amount of users. So this is quite the issue here, and it, of course it is also the duty of the chain, and also the duty of the foundation to dress the market in such a way, and bring more people into the market itself, so that more builders will come, not only for the technology but also for a huge amount of user base. Of course, in the end, they will
GRM,
also have. to bring
Yeah,
users.
sorry to skip the line because I'll have to go. Just one thing, don't you think that all those users were on that chain because of the previous builders who set the stone? Because it's like a never-ending loop. I don't build there because there are no users, but then nobody will build there because there are no users. So we need builders who understand the technology and all the advantages to bring users, and it's otherwise you enter a never-ending loop and it will become a ghost chain.
It's an interesting question. Thank you, Adam, for this.
Petrica, I just want to answer to your point, because I think it's a very interesting point about the App Store. The App Store are not here randomly. Users don't come to the App Stores. Users come because there is value. The value is not the App Store. The value is the phone that they bought. So it's Apple, Samsung, and all the phone builders.
It's an ecosystem, Arno. It's both the marketplace and having a secure marketplace. It's also having a cool device. You can compare this with the MultiversX ecosystem. Why? Because we have a cool infrastructure, we have cool Launchpad, we have cool X Portal, one of the best wallets out there, if not the best. So you can compare it because it's a whole ecosystem that is proposed to you both as a builder and both as a user. So
I agree. I completely agree. But the value proposition, the usage of phoning, texting, this reaches out to billions of people, whereas people wanting to handle their own money, their own finances, that's a very, very small market, because the majority of people around you, I'm sure, they don't handle their money. They go to the bank account and they ask, okay, could I have a stock exchange account so I can put money inside there? And they will say, okay, yes, you can lock it for 7 years, etc., etc. I don't know how is it in Romania, but I assume it's very similar. So the user base for those value proposition is very small, and that's why I think we all agree. The technology, the infrastructure. The goal is for the infrastructure to go out there, the foundation, but maybe launchpads, etc., to go out there and explain to builders why is it better to build on Web3 tech. I have a very easy example for this. I'm in touch with a startup that they started 6 months ago, and they were building a crowdfunding vehicle on Web2 technology to buy and fund hotels. And so I ended up being in touch with them, and I asked them, do you know blockchain technology? And they're like, no. Like, well, what you're doing is great. It's a nice value proposition to be able to invest in hotels, but what you're building in 2 years, it's completely outdated, because the rails you are building on, they're going to be worthless. I mean, your competitors, because your idea is good, they're going to build on Web3 rails, and it's going to be so much more in for the end users that you're just going to be left on the side. And so they said, okay, so but why? And so then you need to explain why building certain applications on Web3 rails is a 10x improvement from what we had before. And I think this is the role of the foundation, to not just onboard on blockchain technology, but also to make sure that people, builders, experienced builders that don't know blockchain technology and the benefits of building on it, what are those benefits?
Yeah, I mentioned the same issue. I mean, they have to educate the builders that are not aware of this technology. We are doing this. I mean, as a launchpad, we not only we receive proposals to launch projects, but we actually run after all the businesses out there and try to bring them into this technology, because in the end this is a collective effort, and I don't think it's just MultiversX or us as a launchpad. I think it's everybody's duty to do it, and also it as I mentioned, it's not the right or wrong. I think it's the chicken egg problem. What's first, the builders, the users? I think it has to be a collective effort, and everybody should participate into bringing both users, funds, VCs, builders and so on. Everybody has to come at the table in order to have a mechanism that's working and growing.
You said something, mechanism. You can't ask for people to be benevolently giving out their time to onboard people. I mean, very few people
We
like
are.
us
I mean,
do.
we
Yeah,
are
of
doing.
course we are. Of course we are. But you are working in Launchpad, so ultimately you have an interest. You are paid maybe in some way. I don't know. I don't know what's your
Arno,
setup.
we've
But
been doing it for 2 years
yes,
before this
I know.
startup for free,
I know.
pro bono.
I know.
That's how the Launchpad born. We thought, okay, let's have a second product because we have already been giving consultation pro bono. Why not having a Launchpad and do it properly? So
to grow massively, you understand my point. To grow massively, I mean worldly type of growth, you need to embed product growth. Blockchain is a fantastic product to build in incentives, like MultiversX has done with the 30% for smart contract builders. There are most likely product growths, hacks to boost acquisition, to incentivize people to bring in builders and users. There's most likely things to build. But this is a way you transform blockchain enthusiasts into marketing growth hackers.
Agree.
Hey guys, can I just say something quickly here? Since I've been just sitting waiting.
Yeah, sure.
It's kind of relevant to what you guys are saying, especially when it comes to like real world and onboarding people. I mean, we've seen it with Courtyard just like not even that long ago with like Pokemon cards. It's finding the real use cases, linking what we can actually see in what's in front of us, what's used every day. I mean, we can't wait and sit and wait for the companies in Web 2 to start building these applications. We have to do it. We can try to be a launch pad for that, but a lot of the companies in Web 2 aren't seeing this vision yet. And it's also the users, right? I also heard somebody say about financially, most people don't give two shits about investing. They don't care. They have zero interest. So this is the most use case that we have right now. And so when it comes to that and tokens and getting excited and building communities around that, it's not even like applicable right now. It's not even a use case because we're only hitting very surface level. And MultiversX has done the job to build the foundation to have the application for us to build upon, to find ways to find the creative people out there to come in here and do things to build us up. But we don't see that as much, and that's like my mission. I seen this exactly what you guys are talking about. We've heard it in space time and time again. Kind of gets annoying to hear it over and over again. Well, let's freaking do something about it. Like build something. It doesn't cost that much to build if you find the right people to build. All right, work together. I see too much like apart, like a lot of the communities here, they're working separately. We need to come together more. If we can build applications that are in the real world right now, then you know what? We will be successful. But it's like, oh, let's sit around and wait for these companies to move in on us, our ground, what we should be building on. I'm very passionate about this, and this is every day I sit here and work just like I have for the last 7 years from price action to where I'm at now. And I don't see that as much. I see a lot of just same old, and I'm let's do something different. But that's what I got to say, guys. I'm deep in
Thank you.
this. Let's go.
Thank you very much, Dinky. Go ahead, Arno.
Yeah, I love Dinky's point. I love the passion, but I have to say that building is something hard. I'm not doing it anymore today, but I mean, I've been in the startup scene for 10 years, and I highly respect builders because being an entrepreneur, creating a company, creating a team, finding a business model, etc., etc. It's really hard, and the majority of people fail. So I don't want to say to everybody, you know, just go out there and build, because the truth is, it's super hard, and not everybody is a great builder. So what I'm saying is that the mission is to attract the builders that have more chances to succeed. And this, you find experienced people, you find teams that are already. I'm not saying that if you want to build, you shouldn't go out there. I'm just saying that there is ways to attract people who are actually building valuable use cases, around valuable use cases. And that's where we need to focus, because you can have 10,000 projects that won't move the needle, and just one that is going to change everything. And so those are the projects we need to focus on getting. And so to your point, Inky, everybody should do something about it. Some people are good about pitching the technology, about presenting stuff. Somebody are good at putting people in contact with each other. So everybody can do something about it. Not everybody can build. That's my point. So do what you like to do what you're good at to help if you want to help. And this is going to push the adoption of MultiversX forward, because this is what we're all here for.
Thank you, Arnaud. We will this debate will come to an end, but we will have another one soon, because this kind of conversations are very, very interesting for the whole community. So I will let Sever and Petrica have the last words. So maybe Sever, you want to start?
Sure. So I've been desperately raising the hand here because I felt a bit of vibe of like people piling up on Petrica and his point, and I think it's not fair, because he is a builder and he's part of a great building team who have been doing a lot of important and interesting things since a lot of time ago. And I just want to encourage people to just, you know, don't give up. So I want to share, because I asked before, coming to the conversation, I asked the team, like, what can I say about like the upcoming strategy and so on, and what can I mention that the MultiversX Foundation will continue to do, or do even more for builders. And I got this list, like, for example, and I'll just read out some things. So X Launchpad, and I can tell because I'm partly involved in this as a consultant, X Launchpad is focused now on becoming a more important engine for attracting capital for projects. So like, for example, one thing that is happening now, and I encourage all other launchpads and projects to consider it, is hosting a demo day to connect projects. And we have a number of, let's say, there are a number of very interesting projects that are building right now in the space, to connect them with investors. And here the MultiversX business development team has done a tremendous job of connecting to tens. I think there's a list of venture capital firms who are looking to deploy capital into promising blockchain projects. So this is happening. I think this will be, I think there's some event scheduled in February. It's not open, it's just invitational. It's the first one, but I think it's going to become a thing, right? So I think this is very important. The other thing that is in the works right now, and again, I'm also involved in this, is an incubation program. Like an incubation program, like what I'm building actually is like more or less like a school for startups, right? Because I think there are a lot of people building in the ecosystem. They know about the technology and they want to maybe replicate an idea that they've seen in other blockchains and so on. But I think sometimes it's just not good enough, right? So I'm using my experience and what I learned in MultiversX so far, and what I'm learning from other parts, to create this incubation product. So we encourage we encourage builders to take their idea to a live product through all the necessary steps, where Arnaud and others already mentioned that 90% of people who even try fail. So the goal of this incubation program is to create a list of shortcuts and tips and tricks for builders to overcome the most common pitfalls that leads to failure and so on. And this is a lot of what I'm doing already in the MultiversX Builders Office Hours, shamelessly plugging it here. I will also post the link here. Guys, I cannot encourage you enough to join, because there's always the same problem that I hear there. We've been building and this is the product, and it's usually a great product, but nobody's coming to use it, right? So like I have conversations about them, like, how's your social, what are you building, how's your website, what's your marketing budget, how much did you spend on ads, and what's your strategy on attracting users to use your solution, blah, blah, blah. So there are a lot of aha moments in there, which I think are quite easy to overcome. So I do encourage you to join the MultiversX Builders Office Hours. I will give you these tips and tricks. It's free for everyone, don't worry. And also there will be this incubation program, which will be a bit more serious to not only people who want to have a call every now and then about an idea or a project that they're building, but an actual project that is serious and has investment and so on. And we will take them, we will, let's say, more or less hold their hands through all the heavy steps. They have to do the work, obviously, but we will connect them to investors, to partners, to infrastructure, to exchanges, and so on, right? Because MultiversX has been slowly and gradually, not slowly, but gradually building up this network of it's present on all exchanges, it's present on all institutional what's the name of cold storage for institution and so on, and all the, let's say, the foundational frameworks
Custody.
there. Yeah. So a lot of these things are happening, and I think a lot of the programs that will go through this incubations program successfully will also receive grants, like graduation grants, because I think this has been discussed, and I want to point it out that MultiversX has never been the one to squander money, to give it out like candy for people to just build something just so there are more apps, to be counted in the ecosystem map. So the grants that will be given will be money spent on companies and on builders that have the promise to actually do something with it. So I think this makes a lot more sense, right? And obviously the exploration of MultiversX, of potential partnerships, and how to bring in even more big players to the table, like they did with Samsung and Huawei and Binance and every other major players like that, and Liechtenstein, and entire countries and governments and companies and so on. This will just continue, right? And again,
Thank you.
I encourage you to just step out of this please bring us users to the products that we build, and let's try to think together on how we can market ideas and products and just bring the next billion here.
Thank you, Sever. Can't wait for this next billion users. We have Adrian. Hello, Adrian.
Hello, it was a mistake. I pressed the
Okay.
mic for
It
my
happens.
mistake.
No worry. So Petrica, final word.
Yeah. Thank you. First of all, thank you all of you for the participation. I mean, both speakers and participants, but especially speakers for making such a good discussion on this aspect. It's something that we all live with. I think it's important to discuss about them, see where we come with improvements. See, it's not about pointing fingers, or it's just working together on the cause, because we are on the same mission. We are all a big family here, and as you mentioned, and I think that was something that really would stay in my mind for the next days, is that we all should build a little bit more close to each other, and try to be here together, not just build in one corner and somehow turn the back towards the other projects, because it's not how and why we joined the blockchain. The first thing we joined blockchain, it was for the community, and it's both the builders community. And I think it's vital to start creating partnerships, bridges between us as projects, and take this further in the future. Again, it's a team mission, and I think it's vital that we all push forward together. Both in terms of building, marketing, user acquisition, bringing startups at the table. And I also like that Sever mentioned that, of course, grants are coming. And of course, it has to be based on the merit, because I've seen so many people trying to be launched or trying to get grants, but just on some dreams or some ideas, and without execution or proof of execution in the past. And you can't really ask for something without any proof. So I think it's vital that everybody that's trying to apply or that's aiming for a launchpad or an incubator, especially incubated, because on a launchpad you can launch anything. We are more, and I think it's also for the X launchpad. It's not just a launchpad. You put some projects on, people just jump in, and that's it. I think it's more like an incubator, as I mentioned before, giving the full spectrum of consultancy to the projects so that they reach the best shape when it comes about launching in the market. So yeah, I think that's the approach, more like an incubator than just launching. And I think both the Be Hero and the X Launchpad are doing the right thing, and they have the right approach, not just launching things and throwing grants.
Okay. Arno, quickly, and after we'll start with Martinho about xMoney announcement.
Yeah, awesome. Well, first of all, thanks a lot, Petrica, Sever, and all the guys who participated in this debate. It was I really had a great time. Petrica, you just in my head about something. When Sever said that there was going to be grants, and you about all people know how it is to, it is a job to discover companies and know if they are worth being incubated, if they are worth receiving money. It's a real job, and I was wondering, and this is maybe a question for Sever. Is MultiversX actively educating money? Because there are in every country VC funds, and those funds, they invest their money in companies building on Web3 sometimes. Even some funds are specialized in Web3, but do those guys know that if the company they're funding is building on X or Y infrastructure, there is a competitive advantage or not? I mean, we've been raising concerns about EVM flaws, etc. I would argue that a company that is currently building on MultiversX compared to another will have infrastructure moat advantage over the years. So educating the money, the VCs, should be a major priority, don't you think?
I think not only educating the VCs, I do agree with what you said, and I would take it to the next level. So not just educating the VCs, but educating basically what's happening in enterprises, right? What's happening in real companies, so to speak. Educating the people, the decision makers in these companies, to educate them about the advantages that integrating blockchain technology into their daily processes can bring for their companies: revenue, efficiency, security, decreasing costs, and opening up new opportunities there. And there's a whole movement going on in MultiversX right now on the enterprise adoption side, because I think VCs, whatever VCs are building and whatever other companies are building, they're building startups, and then these startups have to go to these enterprises and to sell their solutions. And then it's just, if you ever worked in an enterprise and you know how decision makers act on their MBO goals and their strategies and so on, there's rarely any incentive to innovate and integrate technology, but there's always the incentive to reduce costs, increase efficiency, and increase security. These are only the three real pillars of why projects are being done there. So I do agree that MultiversX's role is, and it's taking an active role to educating businesses and going to business conferences and enterprise conferences to show everyone how MultiversX blockchain technology can reduce costs, increase revenue, and strengthen security. So I do agree with you, and this is something that's happening, and I'm excited to see even more of it right now. So like, not only seeing MultiversX at blockchain conferences, which is fine, and this is also happening, I think, more and more, but to see MultiversX blockchain technology representatives at these business gatherings to present the new ways for these guys to further their goals using new technology.
Thank you, Sever. Okay, we will start the interview of Martinho. Thank you very much, Sever. Thank you, Petrica. Thank you, Dinky. Thank you, Adam, for coming. And yeah, let's have another discussion around this topic or
GRM,
another.
your sound is has been weird just for the last 10 seconds.
Is it better now?
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, because I'm laid on my bed, so not the best position. Thank you, Arno. So hello, Martinho, and welcome.
GM, and thank you for having me.
It's a real pleasure. Let's say the truth to the audience. We planned to receive you soon for an interview. So it was not planned to receive you today, but the xMoney announcement made it very important to have you on the MvX. So thank you very much for coming. And yeah, you were worried about this yesterday and you accepted. So thank you for this. So Martinho, we will receive you for a complete interview in the upcoming weeks. So we will not spend time about your background and so on. We will have the opportunity to do this the soon. But today, let's dive in the announcement. But maybe first of all, can you tell us what's your role on xMoney as a CPO? And after we will discuss about the announcement and the impact for xMoney, of course, but for the whole MultiversX ecosystem.
Sure. So I've been the CPO of xMoney, and when it comes to xMoney, obviously, though there's one brand, we still have some level of collaboration between the crypto and fiat part, because there's still a lot of struggles, and so there's a lot of challenges that move on. So I'm more focused on the crypto side, so obviously within the collaborations and everything. And since Sania left to other endeavors last year, I've been also as executive lead, basically coordinating everything throughout all the areas. So you can say that I'm the person in charge currently of xMoney Crypto, and that's been the role that I've been having. And now it's going to be my 6th year soon within the xMoney journey from Utrust.
Yeah, so it was my other question. So you were there before Utrust was acquired by MultiversX and rebranded xMoney.
Yes, so I joined in 2018. So that's been a long way off. I wasn't there in the ICO, but a few months afterwards.
Okay, and how was the transition? Was it smooth or not that much?
I think any acquisition is always challenging, especially during the due diligence process in any regard. But for sure, it was something that was quite fun, and a lot of doors were open throughout. So I think that's the most important part, and getting more opportunities and everything. And there was always a lot of acceptance and new ideas. That's what's more important.
Okay. Can you explain in a few seconds what is xMoney?
Sure. So xMoney is a service that allows companies to accept crypto as a method of payment and still receive in fiat or crypto if they choose. So some people would say that it's a Stripe or a PayPal for crypto, but now they are starting to adopt more things. But it's one that is crypto native and crypto focused.
What's the role of blockchain on xMoney?
So xMoney acts more as a bridge to some regard. So blockchain is critical in the sense that we are allowing people that have funds in crypto and in blockchain to make operations that allow them to have due payments. But on our end, we coordinate everything with the banks. So we ensure that we do the trading on exchanges, and also we get the fiat to the bank accounts. So we act more as a bridge. We don't build necessarily on the blockchain, but we allow blockchain to have more connections. That would be a way to place it.
Okay, and how many users do you have, like companies, clients?
Yeah, so it's always a bit tricky when it comes to users, as in buyers, because it's blockchain, so we don't currently need to KYC them. That's one advantage. When it comes to businesses, which are our main clients, we have a few thousands currently. And then we need to add upon the services that are offered through xPortal. So xMoney is providing services and supporting xPortal on the card and etc. And that's where we have a more direct interaction with individual users. And I don't have the latest numbers on that, but I know that you've been having other people from my xPortal that can give a few more relevant numbers on the xPortal side.
Okay. Let's now we put the base of xMoney. What is xMoney? What do you do with xMoney? Let's speak about the recent announcement. Can you explain us what is it exactly for those who did not read the tweet about it? Yeah, what happened between Liechtenstein and xMoney?
Yeah, so on our end, and I think that connects well with the previous conversation, there's always been a lot of interaction with institutions. And because we are this bridge, it's not required that institutions necessarily interact with blockchain, but we open their doors to interacting with blockchain in a way that is still familiar to them, because on their end, they only need to deal with fiat. So this is sort of the context of where we are placed. And this meant that we were able to accept the administration of the Principality of Liechtenstein and allow them to accept crypto payments for services like commercial licenses, trademark registrations, commercial register extracts, those type of endeavor like items and services that they currently already provided with methods of payment like bank transfers and etc., but allowing their citizens to do so with crypto by using xMoney. So it meant that a governmental service, basically, in a way, so the administration is now accepting crypto payments, which is a milestone in itself, in the sense that though crypto is more and more on the day-to-day basis, because there's still a lot of frustrations or lack of credibility or concerns regarding some areas, any type of addition like this or any type of tolerance or acceptance in general is a massive step, and is a step that behind the scenes takes months. So it's not the kind of thing that we suddenly, we'd like to accept crypto payments and it happens the next day. It's something that we are supporting and collaborating during a few months for.
Okay, thank you. Do you know how long it took to come to this agreement?
I would say that it was more than about 4 months potentially, or slightly more. We still have, for example, another topic which I think is going to be somewhat connected. We still have the city of Lugano accepting xMoney as well, and that one was something that took even longer at the time to accept, because they wanted an even broader plan. So that one was about 4 months. And just for comparison, the businesses to start accepting crypto, some of them take 5 minutes or 10 minutes. If you just want to do some invoices, you can take 5 minutes, you start accepting, and then you do KYB later. So it is a massive difference, and it required to have like 2 or 3 people in contact from compliance, sales, support, etc. So it was an interesting collaboration.
Hi, Martino. Wanted to follow up a question on Lugano. Lugano was announced in 2023. How things have been building up on top of this? How do you see the usage? How is the relationship and the adoption of this technology going on?
Yeah, so Lugano is a broader scope, or it had a more ambitious goals, let's say. So Lugano, as it's been announced, connected with Plan B and etc., it's actually divided in more than one area. So one thing is, for example, it's a municipality, another thing is the city, and then another thing is the businesses within Lugano to start accepting crypto payments. either on POS or also online. So it was a broader. There was a lot of ambitions within Lugano, and Lugano ended up for most of those services opting for companies that were nationalized, that were within registered within Switzerland. And in our case, we no longer currently are. We used to have a more headquarters there more directly, and no longer so. So currently we only have it on the city of Lugano. But one thing that's important, I think it's not on the knowledge of everyone necessarily, is that the value of payments within crypto means that the usage or usability for most chains and currencies is still not quite there. So if you want to do a payment of 20 euros, you don't quite want to wait up to 40 minutes in Bitcoin and pay $10 worth of mining fees to make a transaction within Bitcoin, for example. So when it gets to that scene, most buyers, even if they are willing to use their funds in crypto to finance themselves or to use it for expenses, they would rather use something like the Exportal card, or they would rather convert it and put it on their bank and use it naturally. So we tend to see more adoption when it comes to larger payments. And on Lugano, the taxes are not available through xMoney currently, at least. And so the adoption is not that significant. So I'd say that when it comes to this type of institutions, it's more of as a sense of opening the doors to crypto businesses, to crypto users, to the credibility of crypto overall, and that it is something that can be used as a method of payment in a way that is complies with everything, all the regulations and etc. So it's more that door that it opens, because for operations that are 50 euros, 20 euros, if you want to buy a parking fee, you don't quite want to use crypto for that, especially when it is in government or a city where you're also going to be identified by doing so anyway. So that's why we don't see that much adoption currently in the city of Lugano, at least. While the case of Liechtenstein, it's more recent, and perhaps within a few months they might start accepting more and more services with crypto payments, and so that one we have other types of expectations currently.
Okay, cool. Quick question about Liechtenstein. So, is it correct that this partnership and the fact that people can now use xMoney in Liechtenstein, could we imagine that someone pays I don't know, his state taxes through crypto payments and through xMoney?
So currently it's accepted within the website of the administration of the principality, and the main things that it's providing is things like licenses, trademarks registration. Some of these can be a bit more expensive. When it comes to taxes, those are still conversations that we're still having with them to make sure that everything is available. They are prepared to do so, but it's going to be something that they might at some time, or they might delay at some point. One thing that I need to mention, and also one of the reasons why in terms of the announcement it's not something that we have done PR and etc., is because many of these things are under NDAs, and we cannot do something only on our side. It needs to be a collaboration with them. So, and they actually looked for several providers and suppliers at the time for crypto payments, and they ended up choosing for xMoney. But some things I might have more details. I might not be able to mention them here. But currently it's already available for taxes. It depends on their usage, but they are prepared to do so. So it was a conversation that we had, because it might mean a lot of a significant difference when it comes to payments. Some people might need to pay tens of thousands in crypto, for example. They're prepared to do so, but activating it or not, or allowing it for their citizens, or if some citizen is willing to do so, that is something that I cannot in detail cover, at least.
Okay, and on your end, I mean, us from the community, when we see a state, a country like Liechtenstein, that is a small country, but legally compliant with European standards, we see it as like an MVP to prove things and show the way. Is it intentionally on your end, strategically, what you're trying to do?
It's not something that on our end we have as a goal. Let's start with smaller countries and then move on to larger countries. Obviously, it helps to do so. It's more that some of in the case of Liechtenstein also, though they need to comply with everything, they're also more agile. It's like being a startup and a small team. With 20 people, you can achieve some things quicker than if you had 1,000 people there. Obviously, things are aligned and they're connected. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to be exactly as you said, but it's not something that are steps that we're doing necessarily on our side. On our side, what we need to do is make sure that whether it is a small country or a large country, we're prepared to handle and service them, and that crypto payments for them are as easy as if anything else, or actually easier. And especially for the buyers, everything is ready. And it's easy to see these steps, but in the way that Lugano started, and Lugano, it's in Swiss francs, and Liechtenstein also works a lot with Switzerland in general. So it's sort of a step, and Lugano is not a country, it's a region. So we're already seeing sort of these steps, and I wouldn't be surprised if next year or even this year or within the next 5 years, we're going to see more and more places being willing to do this. And that's sort of already what we already see. So these two are the examples that we have directly within xMoney, but we know that there's other regions and countries that are more accepting of cryptocurrency in general, even though some of them might not use it for services. So I think adoption, that's how it works. It starts with those early adopters, people that already believe that are going to take the risk in the beginning. In this case, it's no longer a risk. So everything is ready. It just, do we have enough people that are interested in using the services, and do we actually benefit from this? And in some cases they do, because they are going to pay less settlement fees compared to other providers. So I'd say that's how things are. So it is about adoption. It is one step at a time. But it's not just one entity pushing for things. It's willingness from two sides and collaboration, and find the best ways of working. And some of them start first, then others, and that's normal. And usually it's going to be the smaller ones.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Follow-up question on the whole deal. Can you disclose the conversations that you have with Liechtenstein? Was it something like, were they willing to move forward toward that technology? And so they did a public consultation, and there was many chains coming in there, or was it something more direct, and there was only xMoney in the conversation?
Yeah, so I can't go into a lot of details, but they were the ones that were interested in starting to accept crypto payments, and they did look at different providers. I don't know even the list of providers that they might have looked at to understand which one to choose. And everything beyond that was a lot of conversations, collaborations, reviewing legal constraints, answering questions. In general, it was a collaboration, but at the end of the day, they act like a client of us, so they are using us as a client. It's not something that was handmade or tailored to them, but mostly it was this type of conversations, make sure that they were comfortable. But it was something that was initiated on their end to some degree. We didn't start sending letters to multiple countries, for example. That's why I'm saying, like, in terms of strategy, we do this, and we do this with businesses, but when it comes to countries, usually it's not going to be easy unless we have a direct reach out, or we have a relationship to some degree, and that's easier to do in some places than others. Liechtenstein, for example, that's not necessarily the case, but more details, that's what I cannot cover necessarily. But it's still an interesting part for sure, where some countries are exploring this. And Lugano was similar as well. They wanted to make an intention of, let's do something like Plan B, and start exploring these options, and then we start looking for partners, and that's how things work. And it's like businesses. As generic business, we try to do some reach outs, like, oh, are you willing to start accepting crypto payments? And if they've never heard about it, or if they don't care about it, or if they don't understand it in general, they are not going to be willing to actually jump into a call and starting to accept it the next day. It's going to be a journey. And usually they're going to say, I'm not interested. I don't see anything in value. Usually what happens is, okay, I would like to start accepting crypto payments. What can I do? And that's where we try to place ourselves, to be there whenever someone wants to accept crypto payments, and find out what might be the best solution to them. So yeah, That's sorry, I might have diverged a bit from the
No,
question.
that's
It was a good
perfect.
question.
I mean, it's perfect, and I mean, congratulations to all the people involved in making that deal possible. Because I mean, working with businesses, I've seen on your website. I think you've talked about tens of thousands of businesses using at least the xMoney plugin on their website, but doing deals with countries and regional cities, the legal, the due diligence, it's on another level, I must imagine. So, I mean, slowly then suddenly, it's you have a city, a region, and then you have a country. Okay, it's small, but still, and then I can only see it accelerating further. So, congratulations to you guys. Can you disclose what are the next steps with Liechtenstein? Do you guys have a roadmap?
We don't have any explicit one, and if we did, why we couldn't quite share, right? But it's we're going to do what we do usually, where we make sure that the experience as they're using it currently is great, that they don't have any struggles. If there's any feedback, we try to integrate that feedback, especially if that feedback is something that will be useful for other clients. And then whenever we see any opportunity, anything that we might be interested in growing together, we're going to reach out and try to see how that might work. Especially when it comes to this level of institutions, we need to be aware that things are slower, and that's fine and normal, because there's a lot of things happening. Again, we're not talking about a startup that needs crypto payments to survive. They are doing 1,000 things probably for the sake of citizens, and this is not their core priority. So usually it's this first step. We need to make sure that they're happy, everything's good, and then we will provide any type of opportunities, and we'll be willing to listen to anything that they might need as well. And that's not what's the standard, I would say, for this type of deals.
Thank you, Martinho and Arno, for this very constructive and fascinating exchange. Well, I have a question, Martinho, and that's funny because someone asked it on the comment section too. So I will read the question of Guzi. Hello, is it just me or the mainstream crypto media is not reporting the news about xMoney at all? Why? Opinions. So my question is almost the same as this one. When a company makes such an announcement, such a global announcement, because it's related to a country, normally the company will write some press release, and send it to press agencies to be sure that the different medias will speak about it. As far as I know, only one media in France talked about it with a very short article. And when you write xMoney on Google, on the media part, you have something like nothing. So my question is, do you think the marketing team of xMoney did the job to make this announcement known all around the world like it deserved?
It's a great question. Just one thing as well. When it comes to the marketing team of xMoney, I'm at the end of the day, I'm the person currently in charge of that team. One thing so I might be biased when I reply, but I will pick up from what what I said on the beginning. PR, so doing a press release to align with anything when it comes to media. If it is about something which is we are a business and we have a client, there is a client to business relationship in this, and there are NDA signed. If we want to do a press release communicating certain things, this needs to be approved by both parties. What currently, obviously, for the sake of MultiversX, for the sake of xMoney, for the sake of this ecosystem, all of us, and for the sake of crypto in general, all of us would benefit from potentially doing a press release communicating, oh, there is a country now accepting crypto payments for some of their services through the administration of the principality. And that's correct, and something that all of us would be happy to do. If, on the other side, our client is not able or not interested for multiple potential reasons in doing so, then we cannot go behind their back and do a major announcement and say, oh, they chose us. If on their end they might not want to detail the processes to do so, or if they might have other priorities or in their agenda they want to do something else. So these are the type of moments when we are a business and we need to comply with the things that as a business we need to comply. And though it would be beneficial for us to do those sort of releases, until it's something that's prepared and comfortable on the side of our client, we cannot do so. That doesn't mean that we are not able to use such a significant milestone to make announcements, make content, but perhaps instead of making it as one moment, one press release, this is currently happening from because this client accepted. And if we would do something like that, by the way, it could lead to the client dropping off because that's not something that they accepted. But instead of that, if we use this as a credibility moment where we are then leveraging at other moments. If we start making publications about how more than one country, a city, and some of other businesses that we have are starting to accept crypto payments, how it's useful, how it's starting to be accepted in more places. If we use this in multiple moments, then we can still get that cadency, so it's not a burst, but it's something that is steadily happening and steadily being used and steadily providing that credibility. And another thing that is interesting, and also linking back to the previous conversations, whenever you're trying to make connections, bringing VCs, bringing institutions, usually it's going to be this type of names that you're going to be able to say, but we are interacting with these. We have this type of clients. And those are usually conversations that happen behind the scenes. So you might not see the impact as one burst, as something that skyrocketed tokens, for example. So that might not be something that's happening, but it doesn't mean that it's not having the same impact to some degree. But I believe that it's when it comes to building products, this impact should be lasting. The impact that you want is for things to be one step at a time, to increase, and not to have a certain spike and then a massive drop. And again, I might be deviating a bit, but picking up from the beginning of the question, that's the reason why there's not a lot of news publishing about this.
That's a pity, but I can understand this, of course. Petrica, maybe do you have a question for Martinho? Oh, maybe Petrica is not available. Okay. Thank you, Martinho. And anybody on the audience can ask questions on the comment section, or you can, of course, raise your hand to ask it directly to Martinho. And if there is no more question, because Arno did the job, and thank you very much, brother, since I was a little weak this morning. Thank you for backing me. Martinho, thank you very much for coming. I let you have the final word.
Thank you. So yeah, I think this is a massive step, a step that perhaps there was expectations about more news or more things happening at one moment, but it doesn't mean that the impact will not be there. So again, thank you all for having me. I think we're gonna have more moments to have these conversations. Like you said, there's gonna be another day where I'm gonna come back. And anytime that you need me for anything, let me know as well. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Martinho. Thank you also to all the listeners, all the guests. This morning we received Stefana to speak about her and Pulsar Money. We received also Petrica and Sever, who discussed in a very smart and interesting way about the role of the MultiversX Foundation in attracting new users, builders, and investors. Thank you, Martinho, for coming and letting us know about the great announcement and why the mainstream media are not talking about it the way they should. And thank you very much, Joachim and Arno, for being there with me every Wednesday from now on. Now, Arno decided to come back from vacation.
And on the right day. I mean,
yeah, the perfect day.
but man, congrats for pushing through. Just to the audience, just to know, this morning. So I get up and we have a small group with Joachim and Jerem for this English GM MvX, and Jerem drops a message saying, "I'm so sick." And so, and he pushed through. So congrats, brother. I mean, this is true dedication. I want to again say there's no money involved here for you. And I mean, you're doing GM in French twice a week, GM in English now. So that's three mornings a week. And
more
even
soon.
when you're sick, you push through. So yeah, and more soon. So just for fuck's sake.
But
so
you're
congrats, man.
part of it.
Congrats.
Thanks. Okay, so next week, next Wednesday, we will be receiving Mark Paul from Ethium. So we will get to know him and the whole Ethium project. And in French, we will receive. Well, yeah, I know that there are in the audience many French-speaking people that also um, listening to the French GMMVX. So on Friday, I will be receiving Akli Lecoq, which is specialized in the cyber security at the Gendarmerie Nationale. So it will be very interesting. So I made a mistake. You liked the Gendarmerie Nationale, Arnaud?
Oh yeah.
Je sais pas comment on dit ça en anglais, moi. So I was, yeah, okay. So just one thing, I made a mistake. I cut the Twitter Spaces at the moment. So we have two Twitter Spaces this morning. So I will make a tweet just after I close this Twitter Space. So please repost the tweet I will make just to enable people to listen to the replay, the whole replay. So the first part and the second part. And yeah, so have a good day and take care of yourself. And let's have a future big discussions all together. Take care of yourself.
Bye, everyone.